and welcome all my wargaming friends to what I believe is our very first match play game for us here at MiniWarGaming.com. You got Luka and Ben here joining you as we play the Stormcast Eternals up against the Nighthaunt using the new General's Handbook, the first one for our 4th edition of Age of Sigmar, and we're going to be playing match play table setups on top of it.
We play and call it work. MiniWarGaming's Age of Sigmar Battle Report.
We're going to take a look at the Stormcast Eternal list first. I'll be playing my formation as the Thunderhead host, which is the one where you want to mix your chambers up a little bit. This Lord Imperator will be my army's general, which means his regiment can include 4 units instead of just 3. We're going to be giving him an artifact of power called the Null Pendant today, which will let me once per game reduce the objective control score of an enemy unit I'm in combat with. I'll also be giving him my heroic trait, Shock and Awe. When one of my units uses the Scions of the Storm ability to arrive from reserve, they will be -1 to hit as long as they show up nearby this guy. It was a hard pick on who I wanted to give it to, but I'm going to keep it simple for my first game here. In the future, I'll probably change it up on who gets this ability. In his regiment will be a unit of 10 Vindictors. That's a reinforced unit. We have 2 units of Annihilators here. On the left, we're Shield and Hammer, and on the right, we have the Meteoric Great Hammers. Now, you might notice these are the Retributors of old. They don't really have much of a place right now in the game. They're going to be legends, so I am purposing them as Meteoric Great Hammers, which is something you could all do at home too if you want. And his last unit is going to be a reinforced squad of Praetors. I've always kind of wanted to run these guys, but it just never really fit the bill. So I'm trying them out again now. And I think they're going to work weirdly well for this first season for match play games because they have a 5-up board save when they're near the picked general or character they want to protect. And that'll be the general, the Lord Imperator. I should also note that they're simply going to be my honor guard for this game. I'll go over the honor guard abilities a little bit later, though. My second regiment will have a Lord Relictor leading it. A unit of Vindictors, actually 2 units of Vindictors in the regiment as well. And the third unit is going to be a Knight Vexillor, my army battle standard bearer. I love them. Ever since this model's come out, I've always loved them, so I wanted to fit them into the list too. The theme of my list today is honestly just stuff I was running in 3rd edition and threw it on the table against what looked like a pretty sizable force of Nighthaunt as well. And we're just going to try and see how these match play missions go. My last regiment will be led by a Lord Aquilor. I've always liked this guy. Very fast, mobile fighter. And it'll help work with my synchronized strike ability from the Thunderhead host, being that the Warrior Chamber models need non-Warrior Chamber models in the army to function, essentially. These are Vanguard hosts, not Vanguard Chamber. So that's what we're looking for here. He'll be our Lord of Beasts today. He'll be leading into battle a squad of 2 squads of Gryph-hounds and a unit of Aether Wings. Just trying to keep all the regiments on theme here, or what I would suspect to be on theme. And that's the end of my list. That's all I got. That is my Stormcast Eternals.
The general of the Nighthaunt today is going to be the Lord Executioner. He's going to have Cloaked in Shadow, which means he cannot be hit on better than a 4+. The regiment he's going to be commanding are the Craven Throne Guard, which are going to be reinforced up to 10. The Honor Guard for my general are going to be these reinforced unit of Bladegeist Revenants.
So that's just a massive squad of...
It's a big old block of 20.
Cool.
The Spirit Torment is going to have his own regiment as well. He's going to try to bring some stuff back from the dead. The Chain Gas are going to be helping spread the Spirit Torment's influence and handing out buffs as wide as they can in this battle today. They're going to be helped out by a little blob of Chain Rasp Horde. They're going to be reinforced up to 20. Hopefully they'll be keeping what they need to alive and scoring points where they have to. The next regiment is going to be led by a Knight of Shrouds with the enhancement Light Shard of the Harvest Moon, which will allow him to give out an extra attack once per battle. He's going to be leading a unit of Dread Scythe Harridans, the only unit that's going to be in his regiment. They're just a squad of 10, and hopefully I can get some hurt-on stuff to make them fight a little bit better. For my final regiment, it'll be led by a Guardian of Souls. Try and get some endless spells and some healing and some other stuff out on the battlefield to help support the rest of my army. I'm gonna have a big old blob of chain rafts out front to try and keep the important stuff alive. Behind them is gonna be a unit of spirit hosts that will be trying to keep my squishy Guardian of Souls from going down too fast. And right beside him, he's gonna have some Miremorn Banshees so that if Luka tries to do any cheeky summoning or chants, maybe I can shut it down and do some damage to his characters.
Now, why don't we go ahead and take a look at our mission? It's Feral Foray, so this is back from 2021. I believe this is like season 1 of the 3rd edition. And about the army showcase, I'm probably going to change it up in the future. A little short on time today, but I'll have a nicer one for you guys. Anyways, with Feral Foray, there's 6 objectives. The table is split right down the middle, each player deploying along the long table edges opposite one another, and they're going to have 3 objectives in their territory each. Narratively, what's going on is this is a well-traveled path by caravans and other merchants, and is constantly being raided, and there's constant supplies abandoned here, and natural elements attacking them, and we're both here fighting over essentially staking claim to the lost treasures. Now, the twist to this mission is at the start of the battle round, each player is gonna raid one objective that they control in enemy territory. If it's been raided, it cannot be contested or controlled for this battle round. However, the underdog can actually raid objectives in enemy territory that they only contest, but do not control. Otherwise, the scoring is pretty standard for match play games. They upped the numbers from last edition, so instead of it 1 for 1, 1 for 2, 1 for more, it's 2 for 1, 2 for 2, 2 for more. And the battle tactic we score is worth 4 victory points instead of the typical 2. So it's double the numbers, but all in all, same idea. Ben and I are ready to get this game on the road here. I was the defender, Ben was the attacker. Let me know in the comments down below how much you guys want to see the deployment as well, because the deployment element of the game is a lot more intuitive now, a little bit more involved.
I think I'll have to do a couple more times before I really have it down and know exactly what and who goes when, but it didn't take us long.
No, it didn't take too long to do it all. I don't know if it's kind of like mundane content or if it's worth going over. We're going to go over the deployments anyways. Before we really get into it, we got a few new elements on this table. First of all, the battle mat is from Gaming. If you want to check them out, they have a lot of pretty designs going. I like the battle mats quite a bit, and they're a little bit thinner too, and so they're a little bit cheaper to ship and all that nonsense. So the terrain here is our first release of actual terrain from MiniWarGaming. These sections of terrain, these builds of terrain, are to emulate and represent the places of power, the overgrown, and obstacle elements of all of the predetermined terrain setups of the board. I pretty much said a lot of nonsense words here, but if you take a look at the missions, much like Match Play 40K, it kind of tells you where you want to lay out terrain. So you have like medium, overgrown, you got places of power that are small, a couple small obstacles to go along with it. We in return have overgrown, another overgrown over here, and then place of power over there, and then just the small obstacles standing in place for those. These pieces of terrain, the larger trees here, obviously pop off. Well, not obviously, but they do pop off their bases. So if you just want to play with the bases, then you can just pop the trees off, no problem. Or keep the trees there if you prefer. The look of them. These are all available on the Forge. That's MiniWarGamingForge.com. Lots of things available there. It's always growing every day. You can buy the STL packs. If you are knowledgeable in printing and like to print your own stuff, that's all available. But if you don't, and you want to buy the actual physical terrain, well, we offer that as well. We print it for you, we ship it out to you, and you can buy them. I believe you can buy them individually, but more importantly, you can buy like an entire pack of it, which is essentially the match play pack. It's all you'll need for ostensibly the entire edition of Sigmar for now, and I would assume for every season, but I don't really know what the future seasons have to offer, so things change. However, you know, just footprints for overgrown terrain, obstacles, things like that. Things that you can easily play with.
Actually, Luka, sorry, it's not quite ready yet. We're hoping to have this out by next Saturday, both as digital STLs on the MiniWarGaming Forge and at my mini factory, and as printed product for those who don't have 3D printers. But we've got all sorts of fantasy terrain, all designed to be played in your games of Age of Sigmar based on the cards and how they tell you to set up terrain, from ruins to trees to places of power, and everything else that you need. So stay tuned for that at MiniWarGamingForge.com.
And the one other thing I want to talk about is a current Kickstarter going on for these objective templates we have here on the board. Now they are transparent, so they can You can see the battle mat underneath it. There's more representing like a magical element in the middle and erupting out from there. Now this is from a company called Objective Control, and you can go check them out by going in the description down below. That'll have all the information you need. This is currently one set of them. And here's the other set we have on hand. There's another Chaos set as well. It's all packed up, but you get the idea. They're all, as you can see, they're kind of transparent-ish. Boom, 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 boom. And they work for Warhammer 40k as well. So if you want to check out these and see what designs they have available, just go down in the description. Before we get to the game, this is just a note that I recorded at the end of the video, because as Ben and I were playing, bear with me, it is a new edition, and a couple rules errors on my part playing the Stormcast Eternals, funny enough. You'll get to the parts and laugh when you realize what I'm talking about. But I figured I'd want to point them out for you in the beginning so that you guys don't make the same mistake in your own games. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of insight. There is a lot of layers to the game. It is a lot simpler in a lot of ways, but if you're familiar with the old rule set, you might be a little confused. Regardless, Scions of the Storm, Stormcast Eternal ability, they show up from reserve outside of 9 inches of the enemies. They cannot move. That ability does not have the core keyword applied to it, which then confused me and a lot of other people here. And I was convinced to go against my gut and play with them being able to move, but I eventually found, after scouring through the rulebook several times, the area that says they cannot do that. Would you guys believe that is in the special rules section of the book? Right here, setting up a unit. If anyone questions it and you're playing against Stormcast Eternals, this is where you go. That is section 24. The other thing I got wrong is I was playing my formation rule a little incorrectly, where warrior chamber units get +1 to hit when they're wholly within 12 of a non-warrior chamber unit. I forgot the clause where it says non-hero non-warrior chamber unit. So I had a Lord Aquilar on the list, and I don't believe he actually benefited too many units, if any at all, but I was claiming he was. That is not the case. Otherwise, enjoy the battle report, because it was all the way to the end, it was a nail biter. Absolutely, and me getting the rules wrong might have actually hurt me more than helped me in the grand scheme of things, if I'm to be completely honest. Though not in all cases, and that's not a spoiler either. It's literally the last roll of the game determined the winner. Otherwise, it's game time here. I finished deploying first, and like the last edition, you still get to dictate who goes first if you went first. I had 3 regiments, and I think you had 5.
4.
4. You deployed first.
Yeah.
Yeah, as the attacker. So in my deployment, I got 8th Wings on my left flank, and we have Vindictors, Relictor, Knight Vexillor, the Lord Aquilar with our Lord Imperator and our Honor Guard, and then the other 5 Vindictors and the 10 Vindictors over here. Now, the way you like deploying regiments and the Stormcast Eternals work is, it's very simple, but it confused me a little bit at first, is when you pick the deploy regiment ability, you get to just keep doing deploy abilities until that regiment is done being deployed. And the Stormcast Eternals have a Scions of the Storm ability, is when you pick a unit to deploy as an ability, you can put it into reserve and they can show up throughout the game like before. But you just have to do it like regiment by regiment, and you can't do it if you have, unless you have enough models on the table. So it's like a 1-to-1 ratio, like the 2nd edition rules were like that, I believe. So for an example, the Lord Imperator's detachment would have been, I deploy him, and then I put Annihilators on the board. Then I deploy them, and then I put Annihilators in reserve, and then I deployed, I think, them, and then they were already on the board. And now in reserve, I have those 2 Annihilators for the Lord Imperator's regiment, and the Griffhounds from the Lord Aquilar. Just 4 in reserve. Ben's Nighthaunt is all on the table. Chain Rasp Poured, Chain Ghast, extending the range of the Spear Torment. These are the Craven Throne Guard?
Yep.
I've never used them before.
I feel like they're better now than they were before.
Their name eludes me. Bladegeist Revenants with the Executioner, your general. And they're your Honor Guard, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll go over Honor Guard abilities soon. The Mirrormorn Banshees, the Spirit Host, Guardian of Souls, Chain Rasp Poured. This is the Knight of Shrouds. And lastly, I remember their name.
The Dread Scythe Harridans
is the last thing deployed there. And another thing to do in the deployment phase is this season's general handbook rule. So during the deployment phase, after you've deployed your Honor Guard, after you've done deploying all your units, you resolve your deployment phase abilities. And that is the Honor Guard abilities attached to this general's handbook. Now, Ben technically did his first, so he would have had to pick his first. So it wouldn't have changed what mine was. You either get to do a special assignment, a priority target, or a bodyguard. Do you know what you did for them?
Special assignment, and they get +1 rend against infantry, I believe.
All right, then that is what
and
they'll
the turn
have.
they charge.
Yes. So I did notice, actually, I didn't notice that at the very end, is it's only +1 rend the turn they charge against infantry, but you're Nighthaunt.
And it seems like you got a lot of infantry.
Yeah.
So yeah, Nighthaunt, normally not a ton of rend.
But you're charging a lot.
But I'm charging a lot.
Yes, so that will be relevant there. And I wanted a really durable honor guard here, so I'm going to go with bodyguard. They are going to get the effect, subtract 1 from the attack characteristic of enemy units' melee weapons while they are in combat with your general. If both of the following are true, the honor guard is wholly within 6 of the general, and the honor guard did not charge this turn. So it's kind of like a walk-up, get-charged unit. But that's kind of what they're built to do, I think. I mean, we're going to see what they're capable of. And you don't see me play Stormcast Eternals a lot, but I kind of got to a point last edition with them where I was playing the same list over and over and over again. And the models I really liked just weren't cutting it for me. There's a lot of models in the Stormcast Eternal line I don't like. But I really do like a lot of their 3rd edition elements, especially some of the new ads they have in the 4th edition. So
Yeah, they definitely changed their style of sculpt at some point.
I am in love with them. I love these Dominion box models so much. So I'm hoping I can make it work. And I'll probably, but I will, the way I want to play them is I will have to add non-Warrior Chamber stuff to the list too. That's the idea of the Lord Aqualar and his, menagerie of beasts. They're all non-Warrior Chamber stuff.
They're woodland friends.
Correct. So if my Warrior Chamber guys fight while they're near non-Warrior Chamber guys, they get +1 to hit. They have to be wholly within 12. But I mean, it's easy enough to do. He counts as one of the non-Warrior Chamber guys, and he's fast. Wherever I put him, my guys get +1 to hit. Now, the game definitely punishes taking the initiative from your opponent when you're going second, because it does deny the option of taking a battle tactic. But I think I still want that option. So I'm going to go with going second.
Worst case scenario, you win the roll-off, you have the option for the second, and you decide you don't want it anyways.
Correct. Yeah. It's one of those.
There's no downside.
I'd rather that ball be in my court.
Yeah.
So I went with a 3-drop list, kind of expensive units because you have to fill out you don't have to fill out the regiments, but if you want less drops and less characters, you have to reinforce your units. So we'll see if that works out for me. I don't know. It'll be turn 1 for Nighthaunt though.
Objective Control, makers of extremely precise and durable game aids, stands ready to calm the winds of chaos with a new line of thematic products made for gamers of all kinds. Our Kickstarter campaign provides a great opportunity to back 2 dedicated gamers with a passion to spread immersive gaming across the globe. Join in on the exciting journey to unlock a variety of options and usher in a new era of tabletop gaming.
All right, so start of your turn before your hero phase. Abilities come into play, but I think the only relevant one for both of us is going to be picking battle tactics.
Yep. So the battle tactic I'm going to choose is take the flanks. You complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if you have at least 1 friendly unit within 6 inches of each short battlefield edge. None of those units are wholly within friendly territory, and none of these units were set up this turn.
Which is a nice addition to it, so you can't I was building my list to kind of do things like that, but I knew you couldn't, so I can't just have my guys from reserve show up and just complete the battle tactic. They'd actually already be on the table. But going second to the battle round is kind of nice because you can use redeploy to try and shimmy your units a little bit further up the board and try and get flank attack a little bit early on. Anyways, that's what Ben's going to be trying to do there.
Yep.
And we can go right to his hero phase. So I should note, we both have 4 command points. That's how this works now.
Yep.
And this is going to be kind of a tutorial battle report, just over-explaining some of the mechanics if you're unaware of it. Each player gains 4 command points at the start of every battle round. You gain an additional command point if you are the underdog. And then there is an element in army building that will award your opponent command points if you have more auxiliary units, which are you just really want to add a unit into your army and they don't fit into a regiment or something along those lines, then you give whoever has more auxiliary units gives their opponent a command point. In this case, we only have full regiments.
Yep.
Neither one of us have any auxiliary units, so we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, we're good.
So we'll go right to your hero phase.
I'm going to try and summon for my manifestation lore. I'm going to try and summon the Mortalis Terminexus.
And you just have the 1 wizard.
Just the 1 wizard, my Guardian of Souls right here. So he gets it on a 6.
Casting on a 6. That is an 11. Oh, Canada, baby. I'm going to summon the Mortalis Terminexus. Right there.
So its ability goes off on a 2+ in the hero phase.
Yep.
I'm going to use it to do +1 to run and charge for this unit of Chain Rasps.
Hopefully helping out with the flank attack.
I just need to not roll a 1 here.
Hey. Yeah, it's got two. It's kind of like you either speed up time or rewind time, which is like what it used to be before. So you either make your guys faster or you heal the damage they took previously in the game. I'm going to leave a marker there beside them for that.
Yep.
That will add one to the run and charge rolls for this turn. And if people are curious of like how the manifestations work and all that stuff, you just pick a lore that you want your wizards to know for manifestation. You just like all your Nighthaunt wizards know all the Nighthaunt endless spells now, and all the spells they know from the Nighthaunt lore. You just cast spells. You just do it. You just cast lots of spells. It's a lot easier this way.
Yeah.
That'll be it for Ben's hero phase abilities. And now, as his opponent, I can choose to use my relevant hero phase abilities. The only one I'm really going to do is I'm going to spend a command point here for the Lord Relictor, and I'm going to go down to 3 command points. And it's called Magical Intervention. So I can have one of my wizards cast a spell, or one of my priest chant an invocation, or a prayer. Invocations are different. But it's -1 of the roll for either one. Now, the way priests work in this edition is you don't pick a prayer. Well, okay, you pick a prayer and you roll to see if you're able to accomplish it, but more often than not, you're kind of generating prayer points. And different prayers have different prayer point like caps. Like for an example here, we have the prayer lore for the Storm host. We got Healing Storm, Blessed Weapon, and Translocation. You pick which one you want to do. I'm just, for the sake of this, I'm just going to pick Blessed Weapon. I have to get to 6. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to roll this and subtract 1 from the roll. I got a 5. So on a roll of a 2 or more, you either get to manifest the prayer if you have enough points, or add the amount on the die to your ritual point pool. In this case, I'm going to add 5 to his ritual point pool, and those last with the priest until you use them. I much prefer this way for praying. It's a little bit clunkier. It's a little bit more grindy, but I mean, that's kind of my play style. I like that stuff. And it's a lot better than, my prayer works on a 2-up or a 3-up. Now, if I rolled an unmodified 1, he'd actually lose the 3 ritual points from his pool, but he had 0, so it was like not much of a risk. I essentially traded 1 command point for 5 ritual points. His prayers are kind of expensive, and they have a second effect at a higher cost that affects everything nearby. So if I can bring up his prayer pool, then I can do some pretty nasty prayers later. Speaking of command points, this is how Ben and I will be keeping track of score in our game. I'll be player 1 on the left, Ben will be player 2 on the right, our current command points, and every D10 will represent our score for that battle round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right to Ben's movement phase. These guys are going to run with a +1 modifier because of the spell. 4. They get to go up to 12, eh? This is where they end up, but I've immediately forgotten a rule. You have to excuse us. There's a lot of things going on in this new edition of Sigmar, especially when you've included every advanced element of the game. Like, it's like a module rule set, but there's like a lot of things they're adding.
There's a lot going on.
So he has a rule in the hero phase that when he prays, he actually adds 1 to the prayer. So instead of, I actually rolled a 7.
Does it have to be his hero phase?
No, it's any.
Any hero phase. Okay, cool.
So anytime he prays, I actually rolled a 7 down to a 6. Also, my banner has a rule to use in both player hero phases, which I would have done at the same time as this, or before or after, but it's not really relevant right now, so I'll explain it later when it is relevant. We come to the other side of the battlefield.
I'm going to be spending a CP, and they're going to auto run 6.
Which is at the double. That's the exact same as last edition.
Yep.
Though while Ben measures this out, this is a key time to point out that a keen viewer might realize you don't need to worry about being near characters for commands anymore. You don't care about unit champions, none of that stuff. You are the one ordering your units. They just listen to you no matter what. So you don't have to worry about all of those extra ranges. There's still definitely a lot of rules you have to worry about ranges still, but not a little bit less now. And that's the last dynamic thing for movement. We're going to go through the rest of Ben's moves and show you where they end up. Chain Gas moving behind the Chain Rasp, the Craven Guard, and then everything else is moving up onto the objectives. We have the objectives marked with little flags. Ben's going to be the blue ones, and I'll be the red ones. Because this is like last edition. If you control an objective at the start of the game, you essentially have control of them. And then it checks at the end of every player turn after that. Just marking your territory. At the end of Ben's movement phase, I'm going to use an ability as well. I'm going to use the redeploy stratagem on this unit of Vindictors. Just let this unit move d6 inches. No longer, 4 inches on them, do you have to ask your opponent every time they move a model, are you going to redeploy? Are you going to redeploy?
Are you going to redeploy? Luka, are you going to redeploy?
Are you going to redeploy?
Are you redeploying, Luka?
Are you going to redeploy?
I don't know.
No. So now it's just an ability you use in the opponent's move phase, and you use abilities in the opponent's turn after they do all their abilities. You just pick a unit, they redeploy. It costs a command point, though. We're just going to go boop, just measuring a little bit. I just wanted a little bit easier. I want to do the same battle tactic that Ben did, so I'm trying to like
set up for it.
Correct.
Yeah. I guess going second really gives you that chance to move in on that.
It does. It gives you this opportunity. It lets you kind of mess with your opponent. You get to shoot on the opponent's turn. You get to cast spells on your opponent's turn.
Yep.
And stuff like that. Well, I mean, you can kind of do it if you're going first in the battle round. Just if you wait for my turn, I guess, technically. A lot of things to go over. Apologize if it's a little wordy, but I do want to try and make things very clear as we're playing the game here. Normally, I'd be benefiting from obstacle in this case, because we're in the shooting phase, and the Craven Guard are going to fire at these Vindictors now. But they ignore line of sight, and they actually ignore cover as well. I guess I should clarify. They ignore negative to hit modifiers, which is what cover provides now. Cover doesn't add to your armor save. It adds a negative one to the hit modifier. Are you going to all-out attack here?
I am going to all-out attack for another CP.
I only have 2 left. I could all-out defense, but I don't think I'm going. They're gonna take it.
All right, so 3s and 3s now. I believe auto wounds, crit auto wounds. I do crit auto wound.
Stupid ghost. Boom. No crits.
Not 3s to wound.
Boom. Oh, that's a good roll. 1 fail. You're -1. I have a 4-up save. That's gonna be 2 damage. 4 damage on the unit. Now that unit only has 2 health per model. It'll just finish off 2 of the Vindictors. They die to a volley. That'll be it for your shooting phase. Now this is where, if I had shooting units, I could spend a command point to shoot on your turn as well. I have to target the nearest thing with whatever unit I'm shooting with and at a -1 to hit. But if you set it up properly and you're using the right units, you can get a lot of casting and a lot of shooting on your opponent's turn. But I mean, Ben can do that back to me if he has the command points for it as well.
Yeah.
Like those guys can shoot me if you have the command points for it at the end of my shooting phase. And right to the charge phase. Are you feeling any here?
No, I'm not really feeling any charges here.
No charges. Your battle formation allows you to retreat at no damage for mortal wounds.
Yep.
And still charge. And you can also run and charge.
Yes.
If I recall.
So it is the Death Stalkers.
Ooh.
Yeah. Are you scared?
Not really, but maybe I will be. We'll see.
I tried.
I do respect the Nighthaunt. They're one of my favorite factions.
Man, they're just so spooky.
Look at them. They're literal ghosts. If I wanted to be bold and, frankly, way too aggressive, I could use the countercharge command.
I want to see it.
Which is my last 2 command points, but I'm not going to do that.
No.
That's not the plan of attack, I think, for this one. We're going to hold those command points for my actual turn, because you don't get new ones on my turn. Like, we get 4 for the battle round.
Yep.
That's it. Yeah, so we got to make them count. Score-wise, though, you do get your battle tactic. Again, you have to be near the short battlefield edges and not wholly in your territory. So the territory lines are drawn right about here. So you're clearly not wholly in your territory. So this is eligible for it, and so is the Chainmass Horde Squad on the other side of the board.
Yep.
It's also just within 6. So
it feels like a pretty standard first battle round.
You gotta have fast units for it though too. Sometimes you have to be able to get into the enemy territory.
Yeah. So I had to clear 11. I had to clear 11 inches.
You guys are all move 8. That's why
I'll move 8, and I got the Terminexus off.
That's what the Terminexus helps. Yes, that's why I felt like I needed to do this. Like if I moved in charge, I could do it, but it's not like super guaranteed because I could move and you could redeploy further away from me.
Yeah.
Right at the end of my turn. So I think that was the right call because I want to try and shoot for that one on my turn. Anyways, you are on 3 of the objectives, but not more than me because I'm also on 3. So that's going to be 2-4 for having 1 and having 2, and then 4 victory points for your battle tactics. You get 8 victory points. I don't know how I feel about them changing it from 1s to 2s, but whatever. I guess. Does it matter? Technically not.
I'll have to play some to find out.
You just get bigger numbers. That's all it is.
It's bigger numbers, but it's harder to swing things.
Oh, it's like kind of the same as before because everything's worth 1 or 2. Because you want to be the underdog.
Because
right?
it was 5 points for a perfect round.
Yeah, because it'd be
now
1-1. Yeah, so it's the exact same, but it's just bigger numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, numbers
it's harder to track on my D10.
Big numbers better.
That's why I'm upset about it.
For all you people that play MMOs, big numbers equals better.
No, it doesn't. So that'll give Ben 8 victory points on his first turn, and we're going to go to mine. My battle tactic is going to be attack on 2 fronts as well. Keeping it nice and simple for this first turn, I got to do exactly what Ben did. In my hero phase, I'm going to use the Banish Manifestation ability. I pick one of my wizards or priests. I target an enemy manifestation within 30 inches, and I roll a banishment roll against it. So I'm going to roll 2d6, and I have to equal its banishment characteristic, which I believe that one's a 7.
7+.
It is not banished. It is still around. In the hero phase, the Stormcast Eternals essentially adopted the Finest Hour ability from last edition. As far as I can tell, only they really have access to it. You get to once per unit throughout the game. So like 5 times in this game, I get to pick a unit to benefit from Finest Hour. So that's these guys right here, these Vindictors. They are going to ascend the Tower of Power, brother. They're going to gain their Finest Hour. So that is +1 to their save rolls and wound rolls. Ooh, I think for this battle round. No, it's only for the turn. It's just like last edition.
If it was for the round.
Yeah, even Finest Hour was only turned before as well. We're going to go ahead and do a prayer for the Lord Relictor here. I'm just going to pick Healing Storm. I mostly just want to build up my points again because I want to do a big bless weapons on the second battle round. Let's go ahead and see what I roll. Ooh, geez, he rolls a 13. He rolls a 7 because he gets +1 to it. So he's going to go up to 13 prayer. I'm just going to keep him at 12. Man, I forgot I have a D20, so a 13 is perfectly acceptable. I just didn't want another die down there. I didn't expect to go this high on 2 rolls.
Yeah, no kidding.
So I kind of feel like I wasted my command point a little bit there.
I'm just hoping you're wasting your 6s.
It feels like I am too. So the second you use a prayer, you lose all your ritual points you've accumulated. Like I was hoping to build up a big blessed weapon.
But he can do better abilities if he uses a higher tier of the prayer, right?
So yeah, you pick a unit and you roll the prayer, and then you roll them, and then you choose to commit to the prayer or just add to your ritual points. But if you commit to the prayer and have a high number of ritual points, you get a bigger version. Everything's wholly within 12. But like I didn't deploy anything wholly within 12 because I didn't think I was going to need it right away. So immediately we're like, oh, okay, we're punished by success. Then the Banner of the Reforged on our Knight Vexilor here. This works on both players' hero phases. You pick D3 Stormcast Eternal units wholly within 12, and they all heal D3. It's good for like characters that are stuck in combat that kind of like grind it out and heal a lot. And you add 3 to their control score. So I'm going to pick 2 Stormcast Eternal units wholly within 12. I'm going to pick the Lord Aquilar and the Vindictors. Neither one of them need to heal, but their control score is going to increase by 3. That'll be for the hero phase. We're going to go to the movement phase. I want to get... They're kind of blocking off this part of the battlefield away from me, which isn't great. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to get my birds or something in range of the battlefield edge and not wholly in my territory. I got to get a unit fighting the Chainrasp Horde right here. That's the only area that's wholly within 6 and not wholly in my territory because my territory ends on this... like those guys right there. So I gotta get past them. With that in mind, we're all gonna shift this direction. We don't move the birds yet. The Vindictors, the Lord Relictor come up, and then the Lord Aquilar moves there normally, but I'm gonna actually add a run to him. 6 extra inches.
Yeah, keep using up those 6s.
Yeah, we're just burning our 6s. We still have to stay 3 inches away from your units. We're gonna end up around here. He can fit in, knocked on the train. He can fit in right there. And then the Vexilor is gonna move up. Not running, just moving. We're going to be aggressive with these 2 units. We're going to run right up the middle. Lord Imperator is going to run first. Okay, not very far. It's okay, because I wanted him in the middle of these guys anyway. So the Praetor is going to run 5. We're not going to really overcommit. We don't want to abandon our general there. And then on to these nonsense nerds here. Moving up to the Chainrasp Horde, and they're going to just move up and around the objective to try to screen it off a little bit. And one of the best new changes about the game, only half-inch coherency, finally. Which is why these Warhammer 40k 8th edition Apocalypse rules, or I guess 1st edition Apocalypse technically.
Yeah, I guess so.
The movement trays that came along with them, perfect for Sigmar now because they're all they're all about
They have the
half
40 mil one, so I think they'll work with the Stormcast as well.
They do. Yes,
Yeah.
I think 40 mils is as high as they go. They're kind of hard to get your hands on now, though, but you can just 3D print stuff, too, so. Available on the Forge, I think, technically. Last thing to move will be the birds. What do the birds want to do? Well, that is a great question. I actually don't really know the answer to that. They're just going to be birds over here. I don't know why.
Birds be birding, bro.
Actually, I do want them to fly up here. I do know why, because I need non-warrior chamber units on the board. They're not part of the warrior chamber. Also, in the movement phase, I'll be using my Scions of the Storm battle trait, which is pick a unit in reserve, and it shows up on the battlefield more than 9 inches away from the enemy. I'm only going to do 2 units, my Annihilators with shields, And I'm going to bring in some non-Warrior Chamber homies over here. So Griphounds just showing up as part of the Lord Aquilar's regiment. As long as they're wholly within 12 of a Warrior Chamber unit, when the Warrior Chamber unit goes to fight, the Warrior Chamber unit gets +1 to hit. So they're going to show up more than 9 away from the Ghost. And then when the Warrior Chamber shows up, it's like, we got dogs behind us. And I'm going to put one dog on within range of the objective. They have a rule called the Beast. They can only ever have a unit control score of 1. Even though their characteristic is 1, it doesn't matter if you have 6, 12, or 5 on there, it only counts as 1. And realizing that the Lord Imperitance ability I wanted to use is only once per game, I'm going to bring in my other Annihilators as well. I'm probably playing a little too aggressively here, but if it bites me in the butt, it bites me in the butt. It'll just count as a learning experience here. And that ability is called Guided by Lightning. It's the same one you had last edition, but it's just once per game, and you pick, well, 3 units. I'm going to pick these Annihilators and these Annihilators because, well, my little homies over here are too far away. I can't move into combat with this ability. If you're going to go, I'll reroll that. I'm not going to take a 3 when it's a little sideways. I'll take a 1, that's fine. We're going to go boop, boopity boop, boopity boop. Just moving on up, coming on over. We're going to go up, 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 just getting a little bit closer to the enemy. And here's the more controversial one. I'm going to use the core movement ability on them. They're going to move 4 inches. We're getting real close to the enemy here. Now, argue all you want in the comments with this one. Let me tell you, I was on the more defensive side on this one, right? Wanted to err on the side of caution. But Matthew insisted that
this is all Matthew's fault.
This is Matthew's fault, not me. You know, no one can blame me. Matthew's gone.
Matthew was in here, and he completely approved of this strategy.
Could you show me 4 inches for these guys here?
Here's 3.
Boom. We're going to go on up here.
And then there's another 1.
Perfect. Look at how easy these charges are going to be. Now, this has nothing to do with the Lord Imperator. This is just the Scions of the Storm ability. It's one of their battle traits. I don't see the core keyword anywhere on this ability. Okay, unit cannot use more than 1 core ability per phase, but you can use any other relevant movement form, any other relevant abilities in said phase. Movement phase, normal move, core ability, can't move more than once. Can't do any of these more than once because they're core abilities.
So you could do that, and then if you could run and charge, you could run after you did it, technically?
Yes. Like the Lord Aquilar, he's got the Vanguard Chamber. They can shoot and charge even if they use the run or retreat ability in the same turn. But they can show up from reserve, run, and charge. That they would need to run and charge because this guy's got a 14-inch movement, so he can just show up outside of 9 and then just move 14 and then charge something. He still has to stay outside of 3, obviously, but I definitely wanted to err on the side of caution there. And maybe there'll be an errata to Scions of the Storm in the future that makes it a core ability, but it's not core right now. So I think the more I look at the other rules, the more I think it's the intent. I'm iffy on it. And I usually like to follow my gut on things, but Matthew said it'd be a lot more fun if we just kind of went against the grain on this one. Argue in the comments down below, but we're going to do it anyways all the same. And who knows, maybe they talked about this in an article already, or maybe they showed it off in their battle report. I didn't watch it. I'm not too sure. Maybe I'm making a bigger deal about it than it actually is. Maybe this is the legit intent and they already were very vocal about it. And everyone watching already knows that's how this works, and I'm the fool. And the last thing in the movement phase ability is targeting them, it's Blazing Impact, also not a core ability. So I pick up to 3. If they were set up using the Scions of the Storm ability in this phase, you can use Blazing Impact. I pick up to 3 enemy units within 10 inches of them and roll a die. On a 2-up, they take, roll a d3, and on a 2-up, they take that many mortal damage. This guy's going to pick Bladegeist Revenants, Herodans, and the character. Because he can use it at any point, so I think he could do it right now. Again, maybe this is too strong. I don't really know. This is what we're stress testing the match play games for. So anything within 10 inches of them now. I'll just do the Knight of Shrouds, Herodans, and the Bladegeist Revenants. We'll start with the Bladegeist Revenants. They take 3. The Herodans take 2, and the Knight of Shrouds takes 3. Ward save.
Do the Bladegeist Revenants first. 6s.
Oh, 2 of them die to it. Unless are they 1 wound each still?
Yep.
All right, so yeah, that makes sense. There's 20 of them. And then the Herodans took 2.
Yep.
Nothing. Yep. And then the Knight of Shrouds
takes 3.
Ooh. Oh yeah, he doesn't have a 3 upward. The Annihilators on the other side of the board are going to do Craven Guard, Bladegeist Revenants, and the
Spirit Torment?
Spirit Torment, absolutely. We'll do the Craven Guard first. See, I don't think I gotta double check that because I rolled a d3 and on a 2-up,
Yeah,
That's a
you're not
one.
rolling a d6, you're rolling a d3.
Yeah. So this guy here, ooh, he takes 3 mortal wounds, which you can ward now.
Nope.
Takes 3, and then the Blade Geist Revenants take a couple mortal wounds. For a ward save, dang, no wards. Still feel a little iffy even on that one. I'm not too sure if they're supposed to do it when they show up right away, but like the way the abilities work, you just kind of pick them and resolve them one at a time. So this would make sense also. Anyways, gonna go to the shooting phase. I only have one. Oh, sorry. Did you want to redeploy anything?
Nope.
Nope. No move phase abilities, and then we're gonna go into my shooting abilities. We're gonna go Heavy Bolt Storm into the Chain Rasp board there. Got 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, and wounding on 3s. 4 of them. 3 of them. 5 up saves. Okay, only 1 gets through, not bad, and ward save.
Oh, yeah.
It's only 1 damage. 1 damage! Kill that ghost over there. Moving on, these guys have a cool interaction with the Unleash, Covering Fire, I can't remember what it is, but they actually ignored the -1 to hit penalty for it, but you want to save the command points for now. Namely, countercharge, because that does cost 2. I understand, but that's fun. They do ignore all. I like that they ignore all negatives, so they can kind of they're absolute cowards. Those guys.
Oh man, huge cowards. I would deploy them.
Just to show it off.
Yeah, I like. Oh, not just that. I'd redeploy them. I'd be like, guys, get out of there.
Redeploy. I guess that kind of makes sense with the Sounds of the Storm thing, because you can just redeploy away from me. That makes interesting, because if they weren't able to move, you could see where I put my guys, and then just automatically redeploy away.
Redeploy one of my units.
One of them, yeah, okay. Well, again, it's a little bit more of an argument as to, okay, that makes sense. Maybe I am overthinking it. It's charge o'clock. I'm just going to go with the Vindictors first. They're going to use the charge ability. They roll 2d6 and go 7. They have to charge in like that because of coherency, but this works. To declare a charge on our Annihilators here, we're going to go with 6. All right, just 6 gets them nice and in there. Easy peasy. They'll pile in and figure it out later. They have a completely new rule now in the charge phase.
Would you rather have their rule for that or their rule for that?
Oh, they got a cool one too.
That happens on a 4+, but you only get 1 die.
1 roll, yeah. They have a rule that if an enemy unit that charged them in either player's turn, I roll a die for every model in my Annihilator unit, and on a 6, the enemy unit gets strike last, where there's just a single roll. But if but theirs works even if they charge. Theirs does not work if they charge.
Yeah. Okay.
The only other units I can charge the things over here. We're gonna do these Annihilators with the Great Hammers. Oh, a 3!
Would you like to re-roll that?
I will use a command point on Forward to Victory here. Let's them re-roll it. There we go, 7. Now, their charge ability won't work because I have to roll an unmodified 8 up. They don't do additional mortal wounds like they used to. They just give you strike last.
Okay.
Yeah. So they just have like 2 different ways to give the enemy strike last. One's more defensive, one's more offensive. The lore... Oh, let's do the Vindictors first. Let's see what they end up rolling for a charge. 11! What monsters? And we're going to charge in there going 11. We are getting the Spirit Host in there, so we might as well just get this big, thick guy in there too. Oh man, my guys are fast today. This guy can run and charge, run and shoot, so he's got the flexibility. Let's just have him go in here. I mean, this should be fine, all things considered. We'll go, bam. We're not going to pull this Guardian of Souls in, because apparently his +1 of wound ability only works if he's in combat now. Which I honestly prefer a little bit, and I play a lot of Nighthaunt. I always hated the defensive style.
There should be some risk reward.
Yeah, I like charge your guys and get your characters fighting. Come on, play the game. And that's it. I think that's it for my charges, because they all ran. I don't have anywhere for these guys to really fit in there, so they're gonna stay there awkwardly. Well, I don't really have much shooting, so I guess it's fine. I've done all my charge abilities. Would you like to use any of your charges?
Use charge ability counter charge.
Who's counter-charging?
The Blade Geist Revenants.
Blade Geist
The guys
Revenants.
with +1 rend against infantry.
They're gonna try and get over here?
We'll see what they roll.
Oh, I guess they can go that way too. Boo, 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 boo. And they get to go. Ooh, 7 is probably good. We are going to commit to these Annihilators with the great weapons. They may have charged themselves to death there. But let's see how good fighters are, because I think that's it for your charge abilities as well. We go to the fight phase now, and we use non-fighting fight phase, combat phase abilities. I don't think I have any. There is, of course, one more charge ability that Nighthaunt have a lot of charge abilities in either phase.
We outnumber them, so this is the Shriek ability, which means they get -1 to hit for their attacks.
Correct. No longer do Nighthaunt have to roll on the Wave of Terror chart. They pick an ability based on the relevancy of their unit. So like heroes is it heroes that's done, and like monsters, Petra? I can't remember.
Yeah, so cavalry and monsters reduce your save by 1.
They stun.
And heroes give you fight last.
Petrified. that's what it was. Okay, and then like basic big blobs of guys can shriek. I'm still gonna pick the Annihilators with the Great Hammers to go first, because everything else is, I'm feeling a little bit more confident with them, and I want to see how much damage they can deal.
Yeah.
I want to try and hammer your Honor Guard here a little bit. Are they both 4-up saves, Ethereal? The Herodans and the Remnants? Okay, that's how it was before. So I'm going to direct all of their attacks. They're all within 3 of either target, so they're all going to go for the Revenants here. Now, I hit on 3s normally. You shrieked at me to make me hit on 4s, because the synchronized strikes with the Lord Aquilar there, he has a 12-inch bubble of the rest of my army effectively gets +1 to hit, because everything else is Warrior Chamber. They have 3 attacks each, but I do have a champion in there for an extra 10th attack. These are hitting on 3s after all the modifiers into the Blade Guys Revenants, and they have no critical hit rules or anything. Well, the rule itself was kind of paltry, but...
Oh man, they only would have got 2 hits had it worked.
Correct, the Shriek stopped 2 hits. I do wound 4 times. The rend is going to be irrelevant for ghost reasons, but they're 3 damage per fail.
Oh,
so
man.
Even failing 2 of them is kind of scary.
4-ups.
Okay, perfect average. I do 6 damage, but they have wards.
6-up wards.
6-up ward saves on them. And you save 1. 5 have their ghost skulls crushed in. Boom, 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 boom. And that is it. There's no, and then you just get to pick something to fight with now. We're going to elect to fight with the Chainras Port, and they're going to pile in everything into the Vindictors here.
Oh, I got 1 more attack because of the Sergeant.
Oh, the Champion?
The Champion. So I got, this is 14, and then I'll have 13 more attacks.
The crit wound because of Frightful Touch from last edition. That is 5 wounds and 2 actual hits.
Yeah, wound of 5s.
2 more wounds? 7 wounds so far. Here's the
13
second
more
half.
attacks.
That's 2 more wounds. Now these need 5s.
Yep.
All right, not a bad roll
3
at all.
more. 3-ups.
I need 1 of these to live. 1 of these to live. They have a 3-up save though, so we're probably okay. They're 2 wounds each, or 2 health each. That kills 1, 2, and then we put a wound on the unit. We're gonna lose some from the back here. We'll lose you, and then we're gonna put a wound on the unit. This is 1 damage allocated to it. Now it is my pick. We're gonna come back to this fighting later. Let's do these Vindictors.
Oh, did I spook you now?
I did, you're
Spooky
scary.
ghosts!
I don't want to pile in because I don't want to leave the 12 inches of my little homie dogs back here.
I think
Everyone's happy to attack from where they are. So they're more of a defensive unit. Liberators, I see I should put Liberators in my unit, and I will in the future, because this is like a good defensive unit where Liberators want to just
I like
kinda
their
attack them.
ability better than the Liberator's ability.
I can't remember what the Liberator's ability is now. Okay, I absolutely meant Vanquishers, not Liberators. The Vanquishers are like the more aggressive version of these guys. They have the great sword. They're a little bit more on the push as opposed to them being on the defense. Anyway, 16 attacks into the ghosties here. I get +1 to hit because of synchronized strikes. So I hit on 2s. 6s do mortal damage, I think, here. And these miss. They used to do that. So they're just
Liberators do that now.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of too. All right. Well, it's not going to be relevant here. And 2s to wound because it's their finest hour. Bloop, bloop, bloop. It gave me a couple more wounds. All in all, you got 5, 10, 11 ghost saves. Should be a 5-up. Making a good amount. Ghosts. Oh, nice. Only 4 go down there. That's it for their attack. Right back to the other side of the battlefield.
12.
I will say my immediate impression of my first match play game is all of this action on turn 1 is awesome.
It's wild, man.
All these spirit hosts are going to attack into the Lord Aquilar here.
Yep, crits auto wound.
Lots of wounds. 4 wounds in there.
4s to wound.
Boom. So 3 additional wounds. 7 wounds on his 3-up save. That's a single damage. No ward on the Lord Aquilar. The damage on him. No ward on the Lord, though. And he's a little too far away from my banner. I got a little too ambitious with my charge roll there, which is fine. You know, that's mistakes. Speaking of mistakes, I could have totally used them. I'm not going to do it because it's the best way to remember. I didn't use the move ability on them. I could have scooted them up, extending the range of +1 hit for them, and more importantly for the Annihilators there, which I'm going to go ahead and fight with now, I believe. We're going to pile in and attack the Cravens. Can't quite get on the objective, though. 3s to hit. Not a bad one. I would have had a few more hits if those dogs moved up, but being in the back isn't that bad either. 5 wounds altogether.
2s to wound, I believe.
No, I think they're only 3s. Just 5 wounding hits. Are they a 4-up?
They're only a 4-up.
Oh, good. That's 4 damage. But you get your wards. It's going to be... 3 die. Suppose they're already dead. If I may make the joke. All right, we're moving on to these Blade Guys Revenants. They haven't had a chance to go yet. They're going to pile in and attack. I am just going to preemptively use all-out defense on those Annihilators with great weapons there. It's my last command point. So they have 3 attacks each because they charged this turn. So that's kind of nasty. They're going to carve up my guys, hopefully. However, these Annihilators and those Annihilators showed up within 12 of the Lord Imperatant this turn with the Signs of the Storm ability, which means for the rest of the battle round, they're -1 to hit. As long as they show up within 12 of him, which they did, but they just moved out of that range later.
Yep. So there's 11 there, 2 are at a range, so 9 of them are attacking.
Oh, 27 attack. Well, 28 maybe for a champion.
No, there is no champion.
Oh, they don't get the champion?
There is no champion, yeah.
All right, well, 27 it is.
So these are hitting on 4s, auto-wounding on 6s.
This is the first half. We have 3 wounds and quite a bit of hits. 3s to wound. Very good, 4 more. Now the other half, 14 attacks, 4 additional wounds. And only 3 hits though, but 2 more on top of it. 13 wounding hits from the Bladegeist Revenants on the counter charge. You get the extra rend on your attacks against my infantry because you charged. However, I all-out defense. So in the end, a 4-up save. Well, these are 1 damage each. What can I do? That was a pretty good roll. That's a pretty good roll. You do kill one of them, and we're going to apply a damage to the unit. We're going to pull this guy, just so I can get access to this guy out of there. He's so buried. We're going to put this guy back, and they have a damage on him. There we go. I don't have to worry about that Blaze of Glory nonsense anymore. It was a cool rule in theory, but I felt like it did nothing. Like when they died, they exploded and everything. My last picks are going to be one of these 2 units. I'm just going to go with the Vindictors attacking the Ghosts. 7 attacks into the Ghosts. I do get +1 hit because I have Synchronized Strikes active.
Yep.
The 6s do nothing here though. 3s to wound the Ghost. Oh, not a bad. 5 wounding hits. Chain Rasp Horde.
5 ups.
All right, 3 board saves. Oh, 2 of them go down. Doing damage here and there. On to the Harridans. They get a +1 to hit or wound because I'm wounded. One of the 2 hit rolls. I have a total of 25 attacks against my poor Annihilators.
Yeah, they're so poor.
-1 to hit though. Here's the first half.
On 4s.
I see 3 wounds. Here are the hit rolls.
3s to wound.
1 more.
1 more. The next round of attacks.
Ooh, 3 more wounds. And quite a bit more hits. Oh, there you are. Is that 3 more?
Yep.
10 wounding hits with all-out defense and your -1. We're back to a 3-up save. I only have 5 wounds left in the unit. So, ooh, we just have the champion left, and he's got a wound on him. That'll finish off this guy completely, and we're going to put a wound on the unit again. 2 wounds remaining on the Annihilator champion. I just have the Lord Aquilar left. 5 attacks with his blade first, and then the Griff Charger companion attacks. He doesn't get any bonuses to hit. He's not Warrior Chamber. He's essentially providing the bonuses to hit. 1 miss, and 3s to wound the Chain Rasp Horde. 2 ghost saves. 5 up. Oh, perfect. The Griff Charger only has 3 attacks. They all miss. And I think that's it for all of my attacks. You have the Craven Guard, and I believe you have, I don't think you definitely haven't fought with these guys yet. So you get both these units to fight with still. We did forget to use another link in the chain on the Chain Ghast here. This is the fight phase ability, so it's not like missing it's too bad. You just have to do them at the start of the fight phase before actually committing to fights. How does this work?
So on a 3+, they give a 12-inch aura of Wholly Within 12 of them gets +1 to hit. If they are themselves wholly within 12-inch of a Spirit Torment, it goes off on a 2+.
+1 to the roll. 3+, all
goes
good.
off.
So +1 hit for all of this stuff. Yep. Piled in, and they're all in range. 2 attacks each, so 33 attacks with the champion there.
First 16 attacks hitting on 3s, I believe.
Yeah, with another link in the chain.
Yeah, another link in the chain hitting on 3s. 6's auto wound.
A few wounds. Still 5s to wound if they don't charge. 2 more. Other half. 2 more wounds.
And 5s.
There you go. 12 wounding hits. Because of their finest hour, these are 2-up saves. Oh, it does save 2 of them at least. But it's going to finish off when the Vindictors.
Oh, that would have done a lot more.
3 more damage. Yeah, he would have killed 3 instead of 1.5. Go ahead and lose that guy. I'm going to put a wound on the unit. And then we can go on to the Craven Guard. They get to fight here at -1 to hit because of Shock and Awe earlier. 5s to hit, but they have auto wounds on 6s.
No, 6s.
3 hits. 4s to wound. That's 2 more. Sorry, that's 4 hits instead of 3. No rend on those, we don't think?
Nope.
2-ups.
They're fine.
Nice, we're good. Yeah, they still have the 2-up save base from before.
Yeah.
That is it for fighting. We're done fighting. There's no more fight phase abilities to do. There's no more battle shock in the game anymore. which is whatever, it is what it is. As much as I dislike it, it was kind of irrelevant before, so they might as well have just gotten rid of it and just focus on other elements of the game, I think.
Pretty much.
Is probably the right call.
I think so.
Overall.
It feels smoother.
You just represent like the damage you're doing as things kind of fleeing, being crumbled or destroyed. You can fit it in anywhere you want.
Yeah.
And there is end of turn stuff. I have a once per game end of turn ability on the Lord Imperative, but I'm not gonna, that says null pendant, that's for later. No end of turn things to do as far as I can tell for either one of us, so I am on 3 objectives, which is the same as you, and I got my battle tactic complete. This unit within 6 of the short battlefield edge and not wholly on my territory. And then way on this side of the battlefield, this one Vindictor was the only model who could, there was that pocket that I had to get into. You
got it.
To get that same battle tactic. So, same idea, not wholly in my territory. My territory is on this model here. Well, that's where it ends. And that's it. We both have 8 victory points.
8 victory points.
Which means there's no underdog going into the second battle round.
It's true.
Which is nice. And things like my banners abilities, giving more control, go away, and so does Finest Hour. Those are only until the end of turn. And now we have that infamous priority roll, though it heavily punishes me if I take it here, because I can't pick a battle tactic. I got a 2. A 6. Good. The decision's not even in my court. I assume you'd like to take it.
Yeah.
But if you give it to me, I still get to pick a battle tactic.
Being able to fall back and charge and run in charge and get to where I need to, I might be able to pull some things off here.
Of course, absolutely. So it is going to be Nighthaunt turn 2 as we are in a tie game. I think we got ourselves a long battle report ahead of us. Just a reminder, we're both back up to 4 command points as there's no underdog, and it is the tie game. Battle tactic.
It's going to be marked for the grave. I pick 1 non-hero unit that Luka has. There's a bunch of other stipulations if there are no non-hero units, but clearly we don't have to worry about those right now.
Yeah.
So that non-hero unit has to have not lost any models.
Bird.
Yeah.
Bird.
And if they haven't lost any models, as long as I wipe that unit out entirely before the end of the turn, I score that battle tactic.
Means I have to try to protect them if I can with like a redeploy or something. I don't know. That's random. That's out of my control. We'll see. I'm trying to summon another manifestation from this wizard.
He fails.
Probably going to fail that one, yep. As far as I could tell with the manifestation...
He did a 6.
Oh, that was close.
I know.
Where they're not really, they're not tied to the wizards anymore. So, because they can be killed and attacked, they're a lot easier to interact with too, even for armies without wizards. The Terminexus is the only other thing with a hero phase ability if you want to give something +1 of their charge.
Yep, I'll give...
The chain? Well, you can roll on a 2-up, you get to pick.
Yeah,
That's a okay, never mind.
Never mind.
Terminexus does nothing.
It does nothing.
That's it for your hero phase stuff?
Yep.
My hero phase things. I'm going to spend a command point to do Magical Incarnation. I believe that's what it's called. It lets my priest pray. It's very powerful. I recommend obviously doing it if you have the command point for it. And I am going to pick a prayer to chant. Now, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place here tactically because these birds, you don't have to pick a unit, you just kill a thing that's at full health for your battle tactic. Okay, so I was planning on doing bless their weapons, and then I kind of thought to myself, oh, I could just use translocation on these birds because Ben's battle tactic, he has to pick at the start of the turn, pick a non-hero unit that has no wounds allocated for it to die. So as we go to the end of his hero phase, where I get to do things, I can just do a prayer where I pick them and boop, they're gone. I just put them, or heck, even on this objective or something. And then they're probably not going to get caught by much. So instead, Ben's going to take their land and go for, you pick a terrain feature partially in my territory or wholly in my territory, and as long as you control it, you'll get your battle tactic. We're going to go with this place of power right here. Makes a little bit more sense. That way I don't have to worry about translocating. And that's a nasty, you pick a thing and I'm out of here translocation.
Yeah, but it's weird because the thing I'd want to kill is close to him.
Yeah.
So it just kind of works out that way.
It worked out really well.
It's not always going to work out that way.
Yeah, I can't pick a unit way, I can't pick those guys over there. I have to pick a unit wholly within 12. Okay, so I'm still going to resolve my prayer. It's not going to be translocate. It's going to be, I guess.
Forcing you to use all those points on translocate would be good, though.
Yeah, there's that too. And I could fail the prayer on a 1 still.
Yeah.
Because it gets +1 modifier to it, but I think I'm just going to go for blessed weapons because I don't need heal that much. Actually, before I do his ability, I could do the banner ability. All right, Banner of the Reforged. I picked D3 Stormcast units, 3 Stormcast units, wholly within 12. Unfortunately, the Lord Aquilar is wholly out. He's like 13 inches away. He's not wholly within 12. So I can only pick the Vindictors and the Annihilator, but they heal 3, or D3, so it heals that wound and that damage. And then they get extra control as well. I don't think the control part matters too much, but the healing is nice on the banner. And then we're going to go for the prayer. I've already used the ability. I'm going to go for bless weapons. Don't roll a 1. Oh my gosh, it burns my... So the prayer fails.
Oh, man.
I lose.
I should have.
2 ritual. It's all good. Take their land is just as good.
Yeah.
I lose 2 of my ritual points and my command points burn. With that should end the hero phase. I will not have my blessed weapons, but at least I'll still have a big amount of prayer points. Hopefully, ritual points, that is. We go to the move phase. Lord Executioner is going to use at the double, which is add 6 to his movement characteristic instead of running. That's you down to 3 command points. And this Nighthaunt formation is capable of running and charging, as well as retreating and charging.
Yep.
Which is not the normal Nighthaunt rules. So that's one of the formations. The Mirrormorn are just moving over there. The Knight of Shrouds is going to hop over his Herodans just to threaten the Lord Aquilar. And then here comes everything else. The Blade Geist Remnants are declaring a retreat. Normally, you take D3 mortal damage when you do so. However, their formation says that is not the case. They're just retreating over there, staying 3 away from the Annihilator. That Herodan's got to move with the rest.
Oh, yep.
It blends in, though. Looks like
that's
everything
a Herodan.
else.
A lot of ghosts.
Yes, sir. The Chain Rasp are going to use a retreat move. Just scooting up the edge of the board there. And then the Craven Guard are retreating.
Very Craven.
And then we have the Chain Ghast scooping up behind them. And then we're going to retreat with the Chain Rasp board because they get +1 to charge. Or sorry, +1 of their wound rolls if they charge this turn. The tempt to redeploy is very high, but I don't believe I'm going to. Because I don't know where I would, really. It's a tough call. I don't really care about keeping the birds alive anymore because clearly they're not really that important. I want to bring my Vindictors back a little bit. I want to get my Lord Imperator up that way. Maybe I could like redeploy them further away, but I think I'm just gonna. I'm fine. This is fine. I'm just gonna keep the command points.
Everything is okay.
Everything is perfectly okay. We can go to the shooting phase. It's as far as I could tell after even the first battle round. Just good courtesy to be like, okay, go ahead and use your abilities now. Just always assume your opponent has abilities to do at the end of your phases. Yep. Actually, going to bring us right to the charge phase. The formation allows you to retreat at no damage and still declare charges, but not shoot.
Not shoot.
We're going to go right to the charge phase to the Lord Executioner. That is 5. 5 is right there. That is a more than okay charge. Who's next?
Blade Geist Revenants.
Blade Geist. Bloop. 6 looks good. Charging in like that, making this counter charge a lot more difficult. Chain Rasp forward here to declare a charge. They get 8. They pile on the birds.
We'll do the Dreadscythe Herodans.
The Herodans are up next. Boom. 7 is good.
Yep.
Make it in. Then the Knight of Shrouds. 9.
Yeah, he's plenty in.
Ending there. Then our Guardian of Souls wants to get into combat. Rolls a 5.
That's plenty.
Should be able to hop up and over. He's going to have that nasty ward save anyways with the Spirit Host there.
Yep.
Now the Mirrormorn Banshees. 4?
That's plenty.
Good enough to get in.
Did have shooting. Ah, well.
Oh, we can go ahead and resolve it. It doesn't change anything.
Yeah, I completely forgot they have shooting.
They have a missile attack.
4 attacks, 4s and 3s.
Nice, got a hit. Good old Chain Ghast.
Nothing.
All right, then we can proceed with charging.
Yeah.
Just the Chain Rasp board?
Yes, just a chain. I'm not risking the other guys.
6.
6 and
I'm gonna charge in like that, and they get +1 wound when they charge. That's it for your charge abilities. My charge phase abilities. These Annihilators are gonna keep trying to put pressure on the Craven Guard. They're gonna declare a counter charge. I'm gonna go down to 1 command point, and they're gonna go up to 6. Just up and over here is fine. Gonna try and beat up these archer things, crossbowmen. And non-fighting fight phase abilities, they're another link in the chain. Will provide that +1 to hit aura for mostly these guys here. Boop. Okay, just jump the gun a little bit. Before the fight phase abilities, we have all of the aura of dread abilities for the Nighthaunt still. So you get to pick, you have relevant Shriek and Petrify. No stun available in this build.
I'm gonna make him fight last.
That is the Petrify ability. It has to be a hero that does it.
Yep.
I'll go get the marker for that. We're gonna petrify that guy, and then the Chain Rasp horde are going to shriek at them and give them -1 to hit.
Yep.
All right. And then we do your fight phase ability, and then we go. Do you have any other fight phase abilities?
Yes. I got one over here, but he's fighting last, so I'm not too worried about it. So the one over here, on a 3-up, they get +1 to hit.
Oh, we did that one already.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So they get +1 to hit.
Lord Executioner has one as well called Staring Death in the Face.
On a 2-up,
Oh, never mind.
Never mind.
I do not stare. He would have picked one of my units he's in combat with, and they lose one on their attack characteristic. It could be great when charging to like a big brick of enemy beat sticks. I have a fight phase ability over here on these Vindictors. It's hold the shield wall. They did not charge this turn, and an enemy unit they're in combat with charged them this turn. On a 4 or more, they hold the shield wall. They get the strikes first ability. So they're -1 to hit, but they fight first. So other abilities, that means this is the only fight first. We always have to resolve fight first abilities, then you for units, then you do the regular ones, then you do the fight last units. In this case, there is no fight last units yet. Yeah, they're gonna go ahead and attack the ghosts here. -1 to hit from the Shriek, but we still have our puppies nearby for +1 to hit. So back to 3s. The 6s,
Do nothing.
they do extra rend, but that doesn't matter. Sorry, they're not
I
extra
charged you, so I gave you extra rend.
You have 7 ghost saves. 5 ups. Ooh, only 1.
And 6s.
I take 4. You know what? I'll take it. I got 4 ghost. And then you can... Yeah, I got coherency. It's always fixable when you pile in everything,
That's
too.
true.
Now Ben gets the pick. No point in fighting over here, though. We're going to move on to the Lord Executioner. He's going to try and take out my Lord Relic.
I don't like you having a priest. I don't like you with the ability to stop my spells.
I'm probably going to all-out defense him because he's got the Blade Geist Revenants on him,
Okay,
too.
so just so you know,
Yeah.
I have anti-hero +1 rend. So my Lord Executioner is rend 3 right now.
Hey, man, anything I can get that helps me out.
Okay.
No all-out attack on your guy, but I will all-out defense. That's my last command point. I'd like to keep my support character around.
So these are going to be 5 up saves against these. 3s.
Couple misses.
Oh.
And then do you hurt me?
3s.
Okay, 2. These are Rend 3 because of anti-hero on the Rend. He's a hero hunter. I have a 2 up save effectively, so 5s. Oh, the all-out defense keeps him alive. I was under the impression those were 3 damage each. I thought I got... Like, he still has 4 wounds remaining.
Yeah.
I need to desperately take out some Blade Geist Revenants, so I got to figure out how the heck... Which one of these two is better at doing it? The Lord Relictor makes the most sense to go here. He's got a crit auto wound with his Relic Hammer. Trying to think if there's any way I could like cheekily get him out of there. Like you pick a target to pile into. I could pile into him up and around here. I don't know if I'd be able to save him. Let me check it out. There's no way I'd be able to pile in. I'd pile into about here, going around my guy. Like 1, 2, like 2 to get out, 1 over, essentially, to end up here. But I'm actually further away from the target I'd like to pile into. I guess so I could also try and pile into the Blade Geist Revenants and pile in over here, but I'm not allowed to pull myself out of combat of any of the stuff that you're wanting. The Lord Executioner there. So I'm really piling in over here, and it's just not worth the effort of trying to dig the model out of there. Plus, it looks like I'm kind of trapped between those 2 bases. So I'm just going to sit there and attack you anyways. There's no way to really wiggle my way out of there. It's on 2s because he has animal companions nearby. Didn't help. And 3s to wounds. 1 wounding hit. You have a 4 up save on a ghost. Oh, 2 damage though. I might take out 2 ghosts. We got the 6 up ward all the same. All right, 2 ghosts. That does technically alleviate some of the pressure. Now the Blade Geist Revenant is going to go, because if you don't, this guy will have the opportunity to try and take out 1 or 2 himself. And they're going to choose the Relictor to pile into and just move up and around. You piled in. Actually, this is the main target for piling in. It makes it a little bit easier to get them all in. Are you going to put all the attacks on the Lord Relictor?
I sure am.
All right, that's probably the best bet. You have to do 4 damage to him. He's got a 2 up save currently, but they should be AP 2 with anti-infantry.
Yep.
And there's 3 attacks each. How many are there? 3, 6,
27
9?
attacks.
Gross.
Followed by 14.
Here's 13 at first, hitting on 2s with all that attack. And 3 auto wounds in there. And the wound rolls?
3s.
Oh boy, I don't feel confident in his life. But I guess there's a lot of things attacking him.
On 2s.
All right. 3s to wound him. Quite a bit more. There's no way I live this. 7 additional wounds. So I have a 2 up save with all the defense on him, but you are base Rend 1, anti-infantry 1 on the charge.
Yes.
Sorry, AP 1. Well, Rend more when you charge. I have 4 ups here, so I'm dead. Boom, boom. I make an okay amount, but I die. Essentially, that's my full wounds, plus the 2 extra, plus the 2 took earlier. So I lose all my ritual points. I lose my priest. But at least it was like a lot of stuff going into him to do it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that
was important.
I would like to go with that Lord Aqualar, but he's got fight last currently. So the logical pick, it's just between the 2 Annihilators, really. The Vindictors aren't in combat with anyone, at least not yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go with that Annihilator, see what he can do over here. He is the champion, so he's got 4 attacks. hitting on 2s. Not that it mattered too much. He's got no special abilities on 6s. 2s to wound. 3 of them.
4 ups.
4 ups. Ooh. You made 2 of them. 3 damage.
Nope.
Oh, got him. Takes out 3 of the Harridans.
Is it going to be enough?
Hopefully. We're going to go with the Spirit Host over here on my Lord Aquilar. 4s to hit.
Oh, 4s and 3s because the Guardian of Souls is in there.
Boom. 6 auto wound. Just 3. And then 3s to wound with the rest. So we got 3. Ooh, 4 more. 7 wounding hits. 3 up save. 2 of them are going to sneak through. That means he suffered 3 damage. He's got 5 wounds left. Okay, my pick. I got birds.
Oh, yeah, you got birds.
I mean, I might as well go with birds. Why not? We're going to pile into these guys. Try and save some bird life. We'll pile in and around this way. Try and get them a little bit more over here. Caw-caw. 4s to hit with the birds. They have 2 attacks piece, so a couple misses. Not bad. Get him in the eyes! Peck, peck. 2 wounds. Perfectly. Well, better than average.
Double pack.
Go save.
5 up. Nope.
And 1 damage each. Take that, ghost.
Afraid no ghost.
Got 2 of them.
And 3.
I'm going to see if this Guardian of Souls can accomplish anything.
Yes.
Got a wound, maybe?
Yep. Wound at -1.
Do I make the save, please? Not quite.
2 damage.
2 damage. Got 5 damage allocated to him. But we might as well go way down here where things are greener for the Stormcast Eternals. So we're going to try and take out some Craven Guard. There are 3s to hit with no animal companions nearby. 3s to wound. Not bad. 5 ghost saves.
4 ups.
Ghosts. Ooh, that's 6 damage. Take out 4. Boom, boom. It's those 3 left. On your pick, you got a couple of units still to try and finish off my lord.
The Knight of Shrouds is going to go at the same time as the Banshees.
Yeah, it's a reaction. But after he fights, a unit immediately gets to fight after him. The Sword of Stolen Hours.
5 attacks, 4s and 3s.
I assume 6 is auto wound?
6 is auto wound.
Oh, that was the 6. It just disappeared. That's a wound, though.
Yeah.
Come on, make your save. Yes. You failed the last one, though. And then the Banshees go. He's only got 3 damage left he could take before he goes
So
down.
the Banshees are going to get +1 to hit and +1 to wound because his ability to make them fight with him gives them +1 to hit.
Yeah,
They
and
have 2 attacks each.
And they're +1 to wound when they bully something that's wounded. The +1 wound is from the Guardian of Souls.
So they go
also
from
being in combat.
4s and 3s to 3s and 2s.
What do you got? 3s to hit. Ooh, are those auto wounds?
You sure are.
And 2s. Oh, he's dead. These are unfortunately a -2, albeit a good try. Are they 2 damage each still?
D3.
Okay, he goes down anyways.
I wanted the Knight of Shrouds to kill him because then I would have got to heal.
Got to heal, yeah. Go with my Knight Vexilor into the Blade Geist Revenants. Attacks from him hitting on 2s because of the birds. And he does no special rules. 3s to wound. 2 of them.
4 ups.
That's 2 damage.
1 fail. 1.
6 up ward. Takes out 1. 1 ghost down. It's a slow process, but we're getting there. And then you have a couple picks. You have a few picks left, actually.
So
but the
that's
Banshees are
15, 16 attacks.
They're going to be +1 to hit because they're not at full strength, but the Guardian of Souls is no longer in combat. Which
15.
We could just assume you did them first because you had no reason to attack my guy until the very end. We'll give you the +1 to wound still.
All right.
Yeah, it changes literally nothing.
So
3s to hit and 2s to wound with a single auto wound. 2s to wound because of the Guardian of Souls.
ooh.
Dude, I don't even think it matters. There's not a single 2 in there. These are 4 ups. He's alive.
I told you.
He takes 2 damage, 1 wound left. Not bad. Not bad. I'll take it. I'll gladly take it. This guy can heal him.
Yep.
I don't have anything else to fight with. You can just go. You got these Chain Rasport to fight with, the other Chain Rasport, and your Craven Guard. Picking the birds to pile into because they got it, and they're all going to pile in towards the birds or stay as close as they were before. 21 attacks into my poor birds. And they're going to be not +1 to hit, but they are going to be +1 wound because they charged.
4s and 4s. 1 auto wound.
Not bad. 4s to wound. Oh, 3 more. And the rest of their attacks.
4s. 1 auto wound.
And
2 more.
2 more wounds on the attack. Hey, they only have a 6 up save. That is 1 dead, 2 dead, and the unit takes a wound. We got a bird left. Yeah, but it automatically dies if it retreats. So we're going to Aether Wing down, Aether Wing down.
Okay, can you heal him?
Oh, I could.
And then he might not die if he
They're only 2 wounds each, though. I believe that's it for fighting over here. You have to go with the Craven Guard and then these Chain Rasport. 6 attacks from the Craven Guard. You can just pile this guy and just make sure he's on the objective with that banner at least.
Yeah, but 4s and 4s.
Yeah. And 2 Frightful Touches and a hit. Just 2 frightful touches. 2 up saves. Oh, 1 damage. Got a damage allocated to him, and then the Chain Rasp Horde get +1 to hit and +1 to wound effectively. And the +1 to hit is from the another link in the chain, and +1 to wound is just a built-in ability on Chain Rasp Horde. 3s to hit now?
Yep. Oh,
We got
not that good.
a couple auto wounds. 4s to wound with the bonus. 2 more, so we have 4 in total. Second wave. Oh, no auto wounds. And 4s. So that's 7 wounds against my Vindictors, who have a wound on them actively. 3s! So that finishes one. Oh, destroys another and destroys another. You take out 3 Vindictors. Yeah, I would have liked to see Finest Hour on them there again. We're just going to lose these ones, I think, so we want to push the battle more that way. Okay, that should conclude the turn. So, with that in mind, we go to scoring, because I don't have any end of turn things to do here. I'm going to go on to my turn soon, but we still have, you have a control score of 4 on that objective. I only have 3. That's good for me. I like that, because that gives me the option to take it from you on my turn, if that's more relevant.
Yep.
Because we both still have 3 objectives. You weren't quite able to get on it, but it was close.
Well, yeah, but my attempt right now wasn't to take an objective from you.
Well, that would have given you 2 extra victory points for having more than me.
Yeah, but I can use that as a thing later, right?
Something to steal later, yeah. It looks like we're just going to change the direction. Like, I'll control these 3, you'll control these 3 as the battle shifts. My left crumpled, my right's doing okay. But otherwise, you do control this piece of terrain over me with all your little ghosties on it. I have a total of like maybe 4 or 5 to your like 10-ish, maybe more. And plus these guys are nearby too. So you have this place of power, which will give you your battle tactic. So that's 4, 6 for having 1, 8 for having 2, but not more than me. So another 8-point turn. Let's go with Slay the Entourage. I'm going to pick one of your general's regimental units to destroy this turn. It's going to be these, well, ideally, it's going to be these Blade Guys Revenants. Okay, well, you know what? Ben has informed me that the Craven Throne Guard are part of the Entourage as well. Yeah. So that's a much easier target to go for. I'm still going to try and kill these guys, but that's the one I'm actually going to pick. Yeah. to try and take them out. Overall, hopefully it's a little bit easier. Plus, it kind of relies, like, me going for them kind of relies on these guys getting a good charge. We'll see how that really goes for me. I have to choose a Finest Hour target in my hero phase here. So I'm thinking the dogs. I was thinking the Griff House. I'm thinking these Vindictors just to go in and try and fight those Chain Rasp Horde there, because I'm going to need the help. I don't really think I want it to be these guys as much as I... it's like not a bad charge. I don't have any command points though for a reroll, so I'd rather be... I'll save it on them for a little bit later. I am going to choose these Vindictors. It is going to be their Finest Hour. They're going to get +1 to save and wound rolls for this turn. Let's roll up the banner of the Reforged. I'm going to pick 3 Stormcast units to heal D3 and add to their control. So I'm going to pick Bird, Vindictors, and this guy. He's got 2 wounds allocated onto him. So he's back to full. It's heal D3. Yep. And the control goes up, so we're going to keep that Annihilator fighting. This Bird technically fighting. And I guess I'll mark him that he's got... No, he's only ever got 1 control. He's a beast. I don't have to worry about marking him for more control. With that, my hero phase should be done. Would you like to do anything in your hero phase?
I don't be...
Kind of caught you off guard there.
So, no, I've been thinking about stuff I want to do, and I don't think there's anything in the hero phase I want to do.
You could cast a spell if you wanted to for a command point.
Oh, that's true. I could.
You're going to use magical... incantation. It allows you to cast one of your spells on my hero phase, that -1 to the roll for your cast. Which one are you going to cast here?
I'm going to try and cast Spectral Lure on the Dreadscythe Heritans.
This is a way to heal.
Nope,
Ooh, that
never mind.
Let's get to bring it to the movement phase. I am hard pressed if I want to move this bird or not. If I keep it in combat, it's probably going to die, and I'm going to lose my +1 to hit over here. However, if I retreat from combat, I die to mortal damage on essentially a 3-up, because it is D3 mortal damage. So I think I'm just going to keep it there to get the +1 to hit for this turn, and then if he's going to die. So it is what it is. I like that hard decision. I really do. I like it when you have to actually decide what to do, as opposed to like, oh, this is free. It costs me nothing.
There's risk and reward.
Yeah, there should be risk and reward. There should definitely be some penalty to retreating from combat. Let's proceed with my actual movement, because I got to keep my Knight Vexilor in there. That way you can't redeploy that unit. Yep. So I'm going to have my Lord Imperatant move up, and then the Praetors are going to move this way, and I'm going to hopefully get lucky and double charge around this obstacle and meet together again on this side of the board. That's bold, though. This is a potential throw if, or a big throw if this doesn't work out for me. I don't know if I really need to do this that bad, because I can get that objective with dogs later. It's just always scary. Probably just going to ignore this stuff. I'm going to have these Vindictors fight these, what are they called? Bladegeist Revenants. I want help to clear this out. That looks good there. Staying in combat, and then we're going to move these two. Something like this, I had to keep my Vindictors a little bit further back, but that should be an easy enough charge. And then we're going to bring in our dogs. It's turn 2. I could wait till turn 3, but I would like to snag an objective away from you. We're going to show up with our other Gryph-hound squad on this side. I'm just going to use the move action on them. They're going to move 3 inches away from these Harridans. And we're going to try to assist our Annihilator friend and see what that can actually accomplish. I'm actually not going to take the objective away, because I think I'm going to be taking that way away this turn, so they can help out by fighting over here. That'll be the end of my movement phase abilities, and Ben doesn't have any he'd like to do, so I think we can go to shooting. I don't actually know if I have any. Shooting guy died, my one shooter. You have nothing, I assume, because they're in combat over there, and they're not shoots in combat, so we can go right to charging. I have no command points, so let's just start with the Praetors. They're going to declare a 10-inch charge. So with a 10-inch charge, very thankful for that one. That gets them nice and spread out and around. Maybe not. It's a good charge all the same. Now, we need to get our general within 3 or in combat of my Praetors here. That way I can... It's going to be a difficult... Well, it's not the easiest charge.
I think it's going to be an 8.
No, enough 5 won't do it. That's okay. That's the risk we take. To charge the Vindictors there. They're going to go up to 9. Just going to get into combat, and...
Do you have any... Oh, over here.
Just some charges over here. We're going to go Gryph-hounds declaring a charge. They're going to go 9. I'm not going to worry about measuring it. We're just going to plug this hole up here and hopefully get some combat going. And then the Vindictors charge next. 5. That one I'll measure. It's tighter. But 5 is good. 5 is more than okay. Get some assistance over here. Well, we'll see. We'll see. And the Gryph-hounds charging into the Harridans. Doesn't matter how many I get on the objective, their control can only ever be 1. That's it for my charge abilities. That'll be for my charge abilities. Ben doesn't have anything to do with 1 command point, so we're going to go to our fight phase abilities, where I think the only one, because I charged with the Vindictors, and you didn't charge me, is another link in the chain on those chain gassed. This is going to be a 3-up roll to see if it works. +1 to hit, I believe. Yes, so +1 to hit for these guys. We are going to try to take an attack away from the Praetor.
Have us on a 2-up.
Boom, got a 3. So they lose it. That's just the Lord Executioner ability. And we are going to stare death in the face. That's what that ability is. Yeah. Gonna go with the fight that makes the most sense right away, I think, is our Praetorians to try and take out some of the Bladegeist Revenants. I don't expect to kill them all, especially with staring death in the face on them. But if I could take out 5 of them, 6 of them, I'd feel a little bit more confident. Now, you're going to Discorporate as a reaction to my attack ability.
Yep.
Discorporate's a 5-up board?
Yep.
Still the same thing? Yep. The bird provides a +1 to hit. 2s. It only matter for one of them. These guys are normally 3 attacks each. These are 3s to wound with their soul forged halberds. Not a bad roll. I'll take it. After everything is said and done with the good hit roll, this is about average. So we're at 7 wounding hits to your 4-up ghost save. And ghost? Very good. It's only 6 damage. These are 5-up boards for Discorporate. Saves 1 of them. 5. I got the 5 I wanted. Let's go ahead and remove staring death in the face there. I think that's only for this turn. I'll double check. That's my pick finished. You go with your chain transport to try and take out my bird to stop these 2 units from getting +1 to hit. Respect. I'm gonna pile into the bird, and they're gonna have a bunch of attacks. 31 attacks
31.
from the 15 that
So
remain.
do 16 and then 15. Hitting on 4s.
Boom. 1 auto wound.
This is the first. 5s.
So I got 2 wounds so far. He's only got a 6-up save. Oh, he's got a wound left. And the other half of the attacks. 3 wounds there. 4 actually. Let's do those. Spooky hands.
Man, it makes another 6 though.
Yeah, go birds. My pick next, I'd like to... So we're going to go ahead and fight, I think with that Annihilator, just to beat up some of the Harridans. You know what, before I do my attack, I'm going to let Ben attack again, because this was an inconsequential attack. I had the Gryph-hounds up there providing the units he was trying to prevent getting the benefit when they charged in.
Yep.
So that's it. I would have never cared to do that bird attack. It doesn't matter at all. We're going to attack with these 3 remaining Bladegeist Revenants into the... Sorry, was it the character or the Vindictors?
The Vindictors.
All right. Just 2 attacks each.
3s and 3s.
I've got a Spooky Touch and 2 hits.
And 3s.
All right, 3 wounds. Only AP 1 when they're not charging. That still gets through 3 times. That's going to destroy a Vindictor and put a wound on the unit. I was actually able to hunt down some wound markers in between our little break there. And it is my pick. I'm going to go with that Annihilator still. It's got 4 attacks, plus 1 to hit for the Gryph-hounds. And he got wounds on 2s. 2s! Oh, we missed. And 2s! 3 of them. Ghosts! Ooh, 6 damage. Let's go Annihilator. We got him. He just sweeps through all 5 of them and just...
Yeah, no kidding.
Go the ghosts. That's my circle now. Wait, not bad. That is my pick done. Who's your pick?
Lord Executioner is going to be fighting into the character there. What's his name?
Oh, the Night Vexilor.
The Night Vex. 5 attacks, 3s and 3s.
2 hits. And they're not frightful. And good old characters in Sigmar. I see they haven't changed in the new edition. Don't be surprised.
-3.
That is characters in Sigmar. That is 2 damage. We got 2 damage on him. Boop. Come on, get off my finger. There it is. Got 4 wounds left. I am feeling, well, they've all attacked, so I'm just going to go mosey on down to this side of the board. These Vindictors with the finest hour active are going to pile in and strike. They're going to get +1 to hit for our loyal companions, the Gryph-hounds. And they're going to get +1 to wound because it's their finest hour. Isn't that right? 2s to hit with our 11 attacks. That all hits. And these are 2s to wound because finest hour. We have 4 fails, and you owe me 7 ghost saves.
5s.
Very good. Making 3. They're only 1 damage each. Warding. None. 4 ghosts go down. We got left there 4, 8, 12. All right, that's it for my attack. Would you like to go over here before I go with the other guys?
Yeah, sure. We'll put attacks into what you got there.
I got these unbuffed ones currently, those Vindictors. They're going to pile in. They're going to attack. They're going to choose the dogs to pile into. That way these guys can all move up, but they can't pull them out of combat. They're going to shift way up that way to fight the dogs. Probably 6 fighting the dogs and 2 not doing it if I had to guess. Into the poor Gryph-hounds.
Oh, yeah, those poor Gryph-hounds.
They get +1 to hit. 5s to wound. All right. Gryph-hounds have a 6-up save. That is a slain Gryph-hound. They have 2 health each. And then the 4 attacks into the Vindictors with the remaining 2. 3s and 5s. No help from charging. 1, which will be a 3-up save. We're good. We're going to lose that Gryph-hound. Then we can move on to the Annihilators. We're going to pile in and beat up these Craven Guard. I need to kill them before the battle tactic. But we didn't pile in. We're staying within 12 of the dogs here for +1 to hit. 2s to hit with their hammers. Dogs didn't help. 3s to wound. That was just a great roll. And then I feel like it comes out in the wash on the wound rolls for me a lot here. 5 ghost saves.
4-ups.
Okay, that's
Fail 3.
6 damage. I probably got them.
They're gone.
Death to the dead.
Death to the dead.
All right, that'd be your pick. You technically go fight the bird because I don't think you have any other fights.
Nope.
All right, then we can go to my pick. Got a couple to resolve over there. So I'll do these ones because they're in there's the rest of my fights now. The Night Vexilor is going to attack the Bladegeist Revenants. 2s to hit with the Sigmarite Warblade. Dog didn't help. 3s to wound. He just rolled well. Okay, that's how a character's supposed to roll. Ghost saves. Very good.
Make them all.
No damage. Vindictors are going to go and just attack them. 2s to hit. Oh, dog helped. And 3s. That is 3 wounds. 4-ups. Oh, very good. Made all of them. Very good. And that means I'm not... The good thing I didn't pick them. Couldn't get through the ghost save. I am going to go with the Vindictors here first. Really want to drag them in combat if I can avoid it. I got 9 attacks into the Chain Rasp board. 2s to hit. Oh, dogs helped a lot there. And 3s to wound. That is going to be 2 fails for 5 saves. Go saves. Oh, 3 of them fail. And a ward. Got 2. Take out that and that. And then the Gryph-hounds are going to go The Griffhounds are going to go with their apparently 4 attacks each, a totally reasonable amount of attacks. It's the first time I looked at their attack profile. I knew they were 4s of 4s with their vicious beak and claws. They do have a champion, by the way, apparently. So
it's 5 attacks.
He has 5 attacks, so it's 21 attacks from this unit.
I'm glad.
Let's do the first 4. They don't get +1 to hit. They're not Warrior Chamber. They provide the +1 to hit. And wounding. Oh, 1 time. There you go. That's 4s and 4s for you. Welcome to the old world. And a ward. Okay, we got 1 more ghost. You're left with 5 ghosts remaining, and that's kind of it. Now, I do get to pick these dogs to move around and stuff, because they get to pile in still, technically. They didn't fight, so I'll do that, I suppose, but I don't really expect much out of it. Just to pushing this +1 to hit or down this way further. And I flip some of the banners. Now, I am going to take a victory point lead in this game, which means that Ben's going to be the underdog. But if I can snag priority, I won't be able to get a battle tactic, but I can kind of take my lead and keep running. And I was going to flip this one, but that one's still yours. This one is I got 1 control on it. Thank you, dogs. Now, for me, I get 2 points for 1 objective, 2 points for 2 objectives, 2 points for more objectives, and then 4 points for completing the battle tactic by taking out the Craven Guard there. That means I get 10 victory points this turn. And that does put me in the lead. It's going to put Ben to 5 command points as we go to the 3rd turn. I'll be at 4 because Ben's the underdog. I'll be at 18 to your 16 victory points. I only have a 2-point lead because of the 1 extra thing. However, if I can snag priority, it puts me in a pretty spicy spot. Then again, with the way the commands work and everything, it's not too bad either. So we'll see. You ready?
Yep.
Are you nervous?
Yep.
I got 6.
No.
6, perfect. Yes,
I take priority.
There you go. Yeah, you win. You win ties.
Yeah.
I love not winning because I don't have to worry about it. So I was thinking about like if this was old edition, if this was last edition, if I won that, it's game over. It's a sweep almost for sure because I'll be able to do a battle tactic. I'll double score the main points again, and then just kind of keep fighting you. And now, granted, you might be able to, but I'd probably like clear out this side. I'd probably do a little bit more damage to this side and then move along. Whereas if I snagged priority there, I'd get 6 victory points max, whereas you could still get 10 on your turn and close that gap. Even though you might get hit a little bit, it does equal out the victory points a little bit more. And like killing the enemy doesn't really matter at all. The only thing that does matter is victory points. So we're going to go on to, these go away. We're going to go on to turn 3 for the Nighthaunt. Before you pick your battle tactic, we're supposed to do the twist of the mission still. You get to pick... We get to raid each other's objectives.
Yeah.
So I can raid this one objective in your territory, and you aren't contesting any of mine.
Nope.
The underdog can raid it if they contest it. I can only raid it if I control it. So raiding an objective means that for this battle round, that is mine no matter what. It cannot be contested or controlled. It means you can't take it back from me. So you have to work with that one objective and then these ones back here. But you're Nighthaunt, so these guys can kind of sweep in, handle things, all that stuff. Let's put these fun little reminders here. It's been raided. I don't think I lose control of it though, but I can't. But I don't control it. So you know what? Whatever. It doesn't really matter. I'm not too sure. I'm sure I can figure it out if I look a little bit deeper. What's your battle tactic gonna be?
I'm gonna try and slay the entourage, which is just gonna come down to killing this one guy.
Yeah, my general's entourage, was the Praetors, I believe the big squad of Vindictors, and the double Annihilator unit. So that's just a single Annihilator model with a 3-up save. He's easy enough to try and go for. All right, we're gonna try and conjure the Shyish Reaper in the hero phase.
Yeah, I do!
Oh, we got it with a 6. So we get to summon the Endless Spell. It's interesting because you get to this one's like a unit, essentially.
Yes.
These old predatory spells are things that I can attack and destroy. But I don't have any way to stop it other than getting this character on this place of power to try to dispel it. I'm going to summon it back there, 9 away from the Griffhounds. We can accelerate as far as I can tell, we can accelerate the manifestation here with the Endless Spell.
The Spectral Time Glass?
Yeah, the Crux Terminatus.
Mortalis Terminexus.
Oh, it's Mortalis Terminexus. There you go. 2 up.
Yep. Oh, 2 up. Yeah, I have to actually roll for it. I forgot about that. Nope. No, he does not get +1 to his run in charge.
It does nothing. I have my banner in the hero phase. He's going to slam it on the ground and pick 1 Stormcast Eternal unit. He's going to pick himself to heal 1 damage. Not that effective. And his control score goes up for the turn. I'm not going to worry about that. Whatever, I won't be lazy. I got the marker for it.
No, it's 14.
Come over to this side. We are moving the chain gas back in a way. Are we retreating the chain gas board?
You sure are.
Goodbye! Just as a reminder, no mortal damage needed, as that is their battle formation rule. I feel like it's been a while since I said it, so I just wanted to reiterate. To this side of the board, the 15 chain rasp back here. They retreat away, and the Bladegeist Revenants retreat.
Is 3.
Bladegeist Revenants are going to have to retreat over there. The Lord and Parent of the Dogs are zoning out that area. We're going to run the Spirit Host, an extra 1. Okay. 4 on the Mirmorn Banshees running. The Guardian of Souls follows the Banshees, and the Knight of Shroud steps up to this giant brawl we have going on here. He's going to leave as well. Retreating him over that way. Interesting. Good spot for him. We could do a Warlord fight there. I was going to redeploy my guy closer to this fight and try and charge in here. But I don't. Well, I can't now because you're screening me out. I can't get past that point. We are going to move your Spirit Torment 5 inches on a run. He's just right to the corner. Goodbye.
You want to kill him? You got to get over here.
All right, I understand. Was going to use 3 command points on my Lord Imperatant, but I don't believe I will now. I'm not going to redeploy things. I like where things are. I'll save, as much as I want to. They're doing okay. They can just get to the objective for later. I might redeploy them just so they can walk on the objective later a little bit easier, but I think they can just run over there at the double anyway, so... Why use redeploy when I can at the double? Right to your shooting. I don't have...
Unit of 4?
Yeah, they're both...
I can't believe I killed 6 of those guys already.
It's not that. It's only 12 wounds.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fighting. And...
hitting on 4s, winning on 3s.
Flails. Do they have Frightful Touch on the ranged attacks? 2 hits.
I think it's -2, 1 damage. 3s to wound.
1 wound. It's going to go through my armor. The unit's going to take a damage. Definitely don't have any shooting. That was the only shooting for
I have
that.
no charging on that side of the board.
Did you want to move that Endless Spell before?
I can't.
Why?
Because...
This is kind of the same idea. It's like you set it up more than 9 away from the enemy, but it doesn't say anything about it not being able to move yet. Unless maybe in the future they declare like the errata a lot of that stuff, but at this point I'm just pretty sure it's the intent as of now. Yeah, you can target it with it's like a normal unit now. You just get to fight with it. I get to try and fight it and destroy it. You can resummon it. The only thing I noticed is it can't be targeted by ally abilities. It can be targeted by, well, it mentions it can be targeted by enemy abilities. The Turban Axis rolled a 1 anyway, so,
yeah.
But I don't, maybe they can't be targeted by allied abilities. It says very specifically what abilities they can be targeted by, so I guess not ally
So
abilities.
I could advance it. I could redeploy it.
You can be targeted by core movement abilities. It can be only core movement abilities, but it can be targeted with like shooting and fight up core abilities as well. I can only use core abilities on your own turn. It can't redeploy, can't countercharge, stuff like that. We start charging with the Lord Executioner. Boop. Hello, welcome.
7.
And we are fighting. We got ourselves a Warlord fight. The Reaper will charge. We charge 5. Well, good enough to get into a dog at least. Probably also the other guy, but the dogs will do what you needed to do. Getting to the dogs, who's next?
We'll do the United Shrouds.
Oh, our character. 5, also good. Yep. He's gonna fight the Annihilator as well.
Guardian of Souls.
Gets a 6, good enough. Charging where the dogs are, and here come the Banshees. Yes, 9 is more than good. All piling onto the Annihilator. The Bladegeist Revenants are going to declare
Bladegeist
charge.
Revenants. 5 inches, that's plenty.
Yep, I'm going to beat up some Vindictors.
Hopefully.
Spirit
Hosts.
Hosts. Ooh,
7.
Go tie up the Praetors so they cannot declare a countercharge. We're going to continue to tie them up with Chain Raspord. 7.
Yeah, that's plenty.
In with the Praetors. And that should be it for charges over here. We have some options over here if you want, but...
Hey, I'd rather you spend the 2 CP on counter charge one of those units than we have to fight all 3 of them.
Yeah, that's fair, that's fair. I will... Well, it'd be good to kill them off so I don't have to worry about them. So I definitely like the counter charge. With the 5-strong squad, 8. Up to about here. We just want to try and finish them off. And if it fails horribly, well, we tried. We can pile in later. Another link in the chain to resolve for +1 to hit. They do get it, yep. Before we do that, we do have charge phase abilities. I'm gonna go fight last. We're gonna shriek at our character with our Annihilator with your character, and then the Chain Raspord are gonna shriek at the Praetors, giving them -1 to hit. Then we go to fight phase abilities, which would be just another link in the chain. We already resolved it, and then you can stare death in the face on my character, giving him 1 less attack. Yes.
Goes off.
And his control's lowered as well.
And I'd like to discorporate over here.
That's just when I attack you.
Oh, yeah. Wait.
-1 attack. Does the Reaper have an ability? I have a fight face ability on my Vindictors. They were charged. They do not get fight first. On a 4-up, they would have gotten fight first. The Reaper's going to try and start this off.
If everything goes through, I wipe out the dogs.
You have to, hope for a perfect roll.
3s and 2s.
All right, I warned you, it's not going to happen. And
no!
Congratulations, the odds were not in your favor.
I wanted them to have -1 to hit to actually mean something.
No way, you can't stop my dogs.
Yeah, that's 8 wounds to the dogs.
8 wounds. That kills 4, because it's 4 damage each. It kills 4 dogs. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're left with these 2 dogs over here, which I'll gladly accept.
Yeah. Because
they provide my Praetors. They're wholly within the all Praetors are still wholly within 12 of the dogs. I don't really. Oh, I kind of want to go with that Annihilator.
He's fight last.
Oh, that's right. I can't decide that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I locked that right down.
Yeah. We're going to go with the Praetors. Either the Annihilator or the Praetor, so that makes my decision easy. We'll go with the Praetors. They're going to attack. I'm just going to put everything in the Chain Rasp board. So if I can nuke their numbers down really low, if I get lucky, then I can keep this objective. But I only have, like, control 2 on it, so... You're going to discorporate these Chain Rasp forward over here instead. Which makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
We hit on 2s because of the dogs, but 3s because of Shriek. Well, it stopped. Your Shriek did stop 4 hits. But it could have... Well, I don't think it would have been one more 3. 3s to wound. Oh, there you go. No, nothing to worry about there. Just 4 save. Go save.
5s.
That's 6 damage.
And 5s.
Okay, we got 4 of them.
Kept.
Got rid of 4 of the ghosties. The Blade Geist are going to go next with their 9 attacks into my Vindictors.
Oh, they get
Be +1 a wound. Guardian of Souls is in combat with my Annihilator right now.
Yep. So 3s and 2s.
That is no spooky touches. 2s to wound though. Ren 2 as well because they charged.
Yep.
Got 5 ups on them. Oh, you know what? I was debating on all-out defense and that would have kept them alive. That's just 2 Vindictors though. They only had 3 wounds on them. 3 wounds left. There was a wound marker under the base. So the Night Vet, I wanted to do something cheeky with him and pile in to the Spirit Host and attack the Blade Geist Revenants, but I can't do that sadly because I have to stay within 3 of the Chain Rasp port as well. Now it's close, but I can only...
If you tried, just grab your widget.
About a 1/4 of an inch out.
Oh, okay.
For a cheeky little play there. Will pile in to these guys all the same and stay within combat of the Chain Rasp horde. And we're just going to attack the Spirit Host. Because I can't, I'd like to pile into the objective, but I have no room to do it. We're going to see if we can take out a Spirit Host here. We hit on 2s because of the dogs. And we wound on 3s. 1 wound. 4 up save. You're good. No different. We go with the Knight of Shrouds, and when he fights, the Mirrorborn Banshees are going to go immediately after him. And with a +1 to hit, I believe.
+1 to hit, yep.
He's going to attack the dogs.
So the dog's going to be 4s.
And it is 2 hits. 3s to wound. Oh, okay. Nice. 2 of them. Ren 1 at least.
Ren 1, 2 damage.
Boom, dogs are dead. Definitely going to all-out defense our Annihilator friend here in a desperate attempt to keep him alive. He strikes last right now, so I can't do much about it other than that. Right. These are the Mirrorborn attacking.
3s and 2s.
We got, pretty damn good roll. 2 frightful touches and only a miss. 2s. 6 wounds. Okay. Oh. The roll. He might live still, technically.
2d3.
Oh, no. Very close, very close. He goes down, and that's the battle tactic. Not too concerned with the general fight here, because there's no way I can kill your guy. He's only hit on, he's got the enhancement, or the hero trait, one of the 2. You can only hit him on a 4+. So, not likely to take him out. So I guess I'll just go with these Vindictors to see if I can finish off this Chain Rasp horde unit, or at least do some extra damage to it, I guess. Hello. These are 3s to hit. We do a 2s to hit. We have animal companions. And
Woodland friends.
3s. Stormcast love their animal companions. Man, these are bad. 3 wounds. Only 1 gets through. 1 damage. 4 left.
My ghost wall maintains a turn.
Yeah. It doesn't matter how much you hit on 2s, you still got to pass those wound rolls.
Me too.
Moving on to...
I guess my Warlord?
Yeah. Just our little Warlord fight here.
Yeah.
The unfortunate thing about this fight is I'm wholly within 6 3/4, 7 inches, so I'm not quite in range for the -1 to hit bonus. My honor guard is he got caught out of position, but I knew that was kind of going to happen.
3s.
Nice. Classic characters. We got a...
Not your characters.
Oh, mine haven't done anything. We got a wound on a 5. I believe I have not that saved, that's for sure. How much damage is this?
2 damage.
2 damage, 5 aboard for the Hound. I take a damage. You take 5 more damage. I'm just gonna go ahead and fight back with my character. Then we've got a couple more things to do. We got 4 attacks normally, down to 3s for staring death in the face. They all hit. Oh no, these 2 miss, and no wound. The Guardian of Souls can pile in,
Yeah,
and then these Spirit Hosts can still attack. And the Chain Rasp Horde, and the other Chain Rasp Horde. The Spirit Hosts are going to try and kill or damage the Vex Lord. He's got 5 remaining damage he could take. 4 is to hit. Boom. No, well, 1 Frightful Touch. And then 4 more. 5 3-up saves. Oh, he'll take 3 more damage. He's got 2 wounds left. The Chain Rasp Horde next. Lots of attacks.
So 4s and 5s, the first half of the attacks.
No frightfuls. 5s to wound. 1 so far. Still none, but lots more hits.
Oop.
What do we got? There you go. 3-up save on the Praetors. We take a damage. We don't get a ward save because we're too far away from our bonded character. Go ahead and put that on them. That's on this guy up there. Then we have the other Chain Rasp over here, 4 of them, for a total of, I guess, 9 attacks. Only 8 the champion died earlier. 2, 3 frightfuls. Lots of hits for another link in the chain, and then just 1 more on top of it. 4 saves. We take a damage. Boop, and that's another link in the chain done, and I believe we're done in general. Lore-wise, you got the battle tactic, and you flip this objective over to the ghostly colors. But you get 4 for the battle tactic, 2 for this objective, 2 for that objective, but not more than me. So it's a standard 8-point turn for the Nighthaunt there, as we go to my turn 3. I have a couple options for battle tactics, but I think I'm going to go for Take Their Land. I have to pick a terrain feature that is partially or wholly in Ben's territory and not wholly in my territory. So I'm looking at this overgrown piece of terrain here. Again, just work on that with the Griffhounds or the Annihilators if we need. It's an easy enough one to do. The other one I was thinking of is taking objectives away from Ben. 2 of them, but I'd have to. This is one of the 2 I'd have to do, and that's going to be kind of tough. Because it's not a guarantee by any means. So that I'm going to go for Take the Land as my battle tactic. And then in our hero phase, I have to pick a Finest Hour, which is going to be, I don't know. It's a good call. Maybe the Praetors. They're kind of in the middle of everywhere scrapping. But first I'm going to heal with the banner. I'm going to pick 2 units to heal. He's definitely going to pick himself. And probably my character. Just to get that wound back on him. I can get rid of the Staring the Death face.
You can get rid of the wound too if you're picking him.
Yeah. And then I'll heal D3 on my Vexilor. Just 1. He's half dead still. I was thinking about picking them because that could increase their control score by 3, giving them 5. But then you'd still have like... I'd have to kill quite a bit off. Maybe just work on that for later. But Finest Hour. +1 to wound, +1 to save. Let's go with the Vexilor for now. He's kind of in a precarious position. And then I believe I'm good to move on to my movement phase. Ben's going to spend a command point on Magical Intervention to try and summon the last manifestation for the Nighthaunt here.
The Vault of Souls! I need a 7.
Ooh, there it is.
Get it.
It becomes a 6, but that's all you need to cast it.
Yep.
You're going to summon that manifestation right here. It's a nasty one. It just accumulates souls as they die. Every time a model is destroyed,
just outside of 3 of him, actually. So
it gets a soul point, and then once it reaches 6, at the end of any turn, Ben can declare it's going to erupt and do mortal damage to everything nearby based on his roll on a 3-up. I'm going to place it right there, kind of central when things start dying. And then we can go to my movement phase. My movement's pretty simple. Everything's kind of tied up in combat anyways over here. The only things I have options on are the Griffhounds. I am going to run these Griffhounds. They're going to go an extra 3 inches, and they're going that away. They're going to mostly get near this piece of terrain while providing the +1 to hit bubble over here for a wee bit of time. And these guys are going to back up as well. I'm going to move the Griffhounds in a second, but they're just going to back up, stay on the objective. And they're not really going to be charging this turn. Ooh, I can replace that actually. Yeah, they can go help me out later. Then the Griffhounds are going to run up and around this way. I suppose I could measure it. I just want them to stay over here anyways, but they have more than enough movement. But the Griffhounds are going to run. They're going to provide a +1 to hit. These guys are eventually going to pile in and get the +1 to hit, and then the Annihilators are just going to hang out back there. You guys are going to run as well, an extra 3. Moving up underneath the tree this direction. Don't really know what I want to do with them, but they're going to reposition. Let's go ahead and use a once per battle ability as a battle trait for the Stormcast Eternals. The cost of command point is called Heaven Sent. It is, I pick one of my infantry cav units that had 2 or more models in it that were slain, and I get a replacement unit equal to half that starting unit size, rounded up. So I'm going to pick my Annihilators with the Meteor Great Hammers. 3 of them are destroyed, so I'll get 2 back, and they're set up outside of 9 of the enemy. Not too sure if this is the right use for it. I was kind of hoping to save for the Praetors or the other bigger Vindictor squad, but I just don't think they're going to end up dying before I could get much use out of this. So we got 2 Annihilators back out of the 3, and they are going to move. They only have a 4-inch move, though. I really wanted to try and go for those Bladegeist Remnants over there. However, the manifestations count as enemy units when it comes to movement and all that, so I assume we got to stay 9 away from them as well. I'm going to move 4 inches, boom, towards the enemy. Got 5-inch charges. Ben won't be using any movement abilities, so we're going to go to my shooting, which I don't have any, and Ben doesn't have any shooting, and then we can go to my charging. Should note their Blazing Impact, Mortal Wound ability, when they show up, only triggers when they use the Silence of the Storm ability, not the Heaven Sent ability. I'll charge with these lads. Oh, they make it. Good, nice. I seen the one, and I'm like, oh, boo. Yeah, we're going to go, and then we're going to do Force of a Falling Star. Actually, no, that's only if I roll an unmodified A+, they give a unit strike last when they charge in. And Ben is going to save the command points and not counter-charge. We will pick some... Oh, we got to do fight phase abilities. Got Staring Death in the Face over here on a 2-up with the Lord Executioner into my character. It does work, so we'll be -1 to hit. I meant attack. And then we have another link in the chain on a 3-up to give the Chain Rasp forward +1 to hit.
Nope.
Ah, good. We don't have to worry about it. Oh, actually, it works. They're wholly within 12. They get +1 to the roll, so +1 hit for them. We will fight first with... I don't know. I kind of want to go with the Annihilators to try and get some pressure off of that Lord Vexilor. Yeah, we'll go with the Annihilators first. They're going to attack. I have no command points. We'll attack the Spirit Host. Did you want to discorporate? No animal companions nearby, no discorporate, so 3s to hit and 2s to wound. Ooh, nice, 5 wounds. Ghost saves. Ah, very good roll. And we're gonna go way downtown over here to these 4 Chain Rasp board. They have 8 attacks into my Vindictors.
If I can get 1 more damage in, it'll be worth it.
That's a wound and a bunch of hits. Well, 3 hits. 5s. 2 wounds. We have a 3-up save. You do not. We're right back over here to the Praetors. I'm just going to put everything in the Chain Rasp board. I forgot Praetors totally have a champion, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Just
I will discorporate here.
A ward. Or a better ward. 3s to hit. And 3s to wound. With their halberds. Ooh, a better roll this time. That's for sure. 5-up ghost save is going to be 5, 10 of them this time.
5 ups.
Okay, make 3, so that's 14 damage. 5 up wards for discorporate. Stops. That's 10 dead. I think I killed the whole unit. Was there even 10 there? No, there's like
more than 10.
There's a couple left. 1 left, the champion. And though all of those dead, power him up to 6. So let's keep him at 6. He can't go beyond 6. And at the end of the turn, you can choose to use all of the resources to do mortal damage to me nearby, which I assume you'll do.
Yep.
Lord Executioner is going to try.
Actually, sorry, not the Lord Executioner. I'll do the Spirit Hosts.
Oh, yeah, Spirit. I guess the Vexilor could attack.
Yeah. Hitting on 4s. 4s to wound.
Oh, very good. He has a 2-up because of Finest Hour. Oh, he still dies, though. What a fool. What a fool. Well, the only real other option I have is my character here, who will try to beat up your character. I only have 3 attacks, though, and I only hit on 4s. Nice. 2 hits. 1 wound.
4 up.
Ghost. Ghost. Too afraid to pile him in and get him closer to... Actually, you know what? I will pile him in on that one. I'll go up this way. Why not? We'll keep pushing up and around. I should have probably done that last turn, but that's okay. All an attack back to try and take out my general.
Why not?
Sure. Fair. And 2s? Hey, it mattered. Unless it's 4s normally.
No, it's 2.
All right, there you go.
See?
It mattered, absolutely.
And 3s.
And, oh, there you go. 4 wounds. 4 wounds at AP3. These are 6s. Oh, I lose my dog. Just double checking. The Gryphound is a token that stays on the battlefield until you roll an unmodified save roll of 1, and then you remove it after the attack sequence. So I make a save, and there's 6 damage in the pool, and I'll still have the 5-up ward save because the attack sequence isn't done. So I take 5 damage, and then the Gryph-hound dies. And I have 1 wound left on the character. And being Lord executed. And then I can do my fights over here. You guys had to pile in to make sure they stay within 12 of the dogs. And this is going to be 2s to hit and 3s to wound. Oh, right, that is much better. That is 7, 8 wounds. 5 aboard. I bet 5 up save, and then 6 aboard.
Oh, I need to make one of these.
Boom. Yeah. It's going to be 1 little ghost left. I think that's the end of my turn. There's no more fighting. We get to do end of turn stuff now. I assume you want to activate the casket.
Yep.
I don't think I have any I need to do first. Yeah, I only have the null pendant that's relevant. So we're going to go ahead and, but I probably won't really get a chance to use it. So let's see what this casket does. So we're going to burst this casket here. Every unit within 6 that you want to target with this can get blasted by some mortal damage. So you roll a d6 on a 3 up, the unit takes that much damage, and then its count resets down to 0 again. So effectively 1 or 2 does nothing, 3, 4, 5, 6 is that much mortal damage. Definitely going to do the Warlord and the Praetors and probably nothing else.
Yeah.
Warlord is dead, and then the Praetors are alive, no damage. And then roll me a d6 for this guy over here. I was curious. I was upset about rolling 3. Oh, he would have died anyways. Didn't matter. I always like to know. Him dying to the 3 1s was annoying, but it wouldn't have mattered.
He would have got to attack.
He wasn't going to do much. My Warlord does go down, sadly. He dies to the explosion. So it's at 0 right now. After it does all the damage, it resets to 0. So it doesn't like go to 0, kill a couple models, and go back up to 2. However, it was still a pretty good turn for me overall. I didn't really accomplish what I wanted, but I do flip this back over for Stormcast. Boop, and we got our battle tactic complete, so we're going to get another 10-point turn. Means that Ben is still the underdog as we go to the 4th battle round here, which means you can raid this objective, sadly. As we go to the next battle round, you'll be at 5 again, I'll be at 4. I'm at 28 to your 24, so I have a 4-point lead, but it's starting to feel iffy. Now, start of the battle round, we get to pick things to raid. Because you're the underdog, you can raid this objective because you contest this. So that 1 model living is a big deal. If I remember my champion last round, that could have been a big swing. And I don't really want to raid that one. I want to keep controlling it. So I'll just let you, if you would be so kind as to pass those smoky clouds over, just let us know that this is going to be raided. Yeah, it's all raided now. No one can control or contest this objective. Yeah, and I'm definitely not going to raid that one over there. Lost our little healing bunker over here. We lost our Warlord, but we still have some pretty good fighters who can hopefully hold down the fort while we're trying to close out this game. Priority roll. A 4 for me and a 2 for you.
Would you like to take priority?
I'm all tied up everywhere. There's not much I can actually do with it. You know what? I'll be giving up a battle tactic to do it, but I'm already at a point lead, and I think I can just keep kind of pushing the point lead and do a little. I can declare Finest Hour on them and then kind of pile in. Oh, but then you can just redeploy away. That's a tough call. Yeah, redeploy is always there. Yeah, taking the priority here is not overly valuable. I could beat that up, maybe do some damage to them. I won't get the Blade Geist Revenants because they can redeploy away. But I could declare Finest Hour on them. That's a tough one. I don't think I do take it. I'm too tied up everywhere. I can't really fall back and charge. I'd rather just kind of keep scrapping everywhere and then maybe react to what you do. I'd rather just be able to do my battle tactics, which I can still do. They're all really easy to do, which is a little disappointing, but they're going to get harder, I'm sure, as the edition advances. But we're going to pass it to Nighthaunt and see what they can do on their 4th turn. I don't want to take the priority. So what are you thinking for the battle tactic?
So the battle tactic, I'm going to take control of 2 units I didn't control at the beginning of the turn, and that's going to end up being this unit. Or this objective and that objective.
Yeah, that one's still under my control, I believe. At the very least, it's not under your control.
Yeah, nobody can score it.
Yeah, it was rated earlier, and it's rated until the end of the battle round. So that one's a good option. This one's easy enough to take. There's a bunch of battle tactics that could be doable. That one's just playing the game though. That one makes sense to do. And then hero phase, we're gonna rally the Blade Geist Revenants.
Yep.
Yeah. No matter what, even if I took priority, I couldn't stop this because of the way things work. So every 4 up.
No, rally. I think I can only do it my turn.
No, you can do it any turn.
Oh, really?
Just like before. You get to bring back 2 Blade Geist Revenants. That's not too bad. You got 4 command points left. Then we're gonna try and cast Spectral Lure from the Wizard.
On a 6.
Oh, nice.
Gets it.
The old D6 heal still. Oh, 1. Good. Just like before. You're gonna try to dispel your own manifestation here. It's like the only way to really get rid of you do. That's the Dispel roll, just so you can resummon it later on. Banishing manifestations has nothing to do with your wizard or priest level either. You can just only target a manifestation once a turn with it. Try and rally these 10 strong Vindictor squad over here. Whiff. That's not gonna help me out at all. I don't think do you have any more hero phase abilities?
I don't believe I do.
I don't got a thing. He's gonna run away. We're gonna run the Blade Geist Revenants on this side. They're gonna go into additional 6. They're so fast. They jumped over here, and then we're gonna run our little friend here just to get on the objective. Gonna run the Knight of Shrouds next, an extra 4. And the Banshees are gonna run next, an extra 6. Coming over, and then the Guardian of Souls, 1. I'm gonna fly over here to the place of power, or to be able to use it later, if he so dares. I'm gonna run the Shaiish Reaper. 2. It's a core ability, so we can use it. We're actually going to keep the Guardian of Souls back there because you do need something on the objective.
Yep.
All right, and then the Reaper's coming in too. We're about to get messed up over here, but I mean, that's technically part of the plan, I suppose, right? Can't avoid it.
Would you like to do any redeploys?
I don't. I do want to get my guys moving around a little bit here. Oh, I'm not going to redeploy. I'm going to stay at 3 here. And we're going to move on to your shooting, which is those guys over there, if you'd like.
Oh, yeah.
Brings the question, we should probably move some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Moving them back here. Then they're going to throw their little chains at me. That's 3 hits, not bad.
Can it turn into wounds?
Can we hurt them? 2 of them
wounds.
do. 5 up save. That is going to finish off one of these Vindictors and keep a wound on the unit. Then we can go to charge phase. Where do we begin?
Start with the Shaiish Reaper, because it's going to be hard to fit it in otherwise.
All right, charging. Doesn't need anything too high, but he can go up to 10. Knight of Shrouds next.
Nope, scratch that. Banshees.
Banshees next. They go 9. Getting in there, and then the Knight of Shrouds next. Gonna go 5. Boom, just gonna get up in there so we can stun them or petrify them. Blade Geist Revenants.
Yep.
5. We're just all dogpiling on my dudes. My heroes! We're gonna shriek. We're going to shriek at them, and we're going to petrify them. So they're going to be fight last and -1 to hit. Debating on countercharging just to catch this guy, but I can get him later or something. Save the command points. We'll go right to your combat phase abilities. I don't think there's any relevant ones, really. Because you're just sticking around over here, sticking around over there. They're not in combat. So yeah, we can go right to your fighting. And I only really have this unit that I could ever pick to fight until you're done with everything. So I assume you want to fight them first?
Yeah, I'm pouring everything into them.
Hey guys, Revenant's going to go first, and they are going to all-out attack. I'm going to all-out defense in response. 2s to hit because of all-out attack. And we got a couple frightful touches. 3 of them, actually. 3s to wound. Oh, they're anti-infantry on the charge. Rend 1. So these are going to be Rend 2 overall. I have a 4-up save with all-out defense. Ooh, that gets them. Just 2. Well, actually, no, and 1. It's not an ideal circumstance, that's for sure. I guess I don't expect much of this to live. I'll bring that up to a count of 2, and then you get to fight with the rest of your stuff. We're just going to attack the Praetorians.
3s.
All right.
And 2s.
What is the Rend?
2.
2 on that. They have a 3-up save. Ooh, that saves a lot of damage. We're going to do the Spirit Host next. 4s to hit. We got quite a bit of frightful touches, 4 of them in there. 4s to wound. Got 8 of them. 3-up saves. That is going to finish off one of these.
I thought they have 4-up ward on their own.
No, there's no ward. No wards. No
okay.
wards. Yep. 2 of that 3 damage is going to finish off a model. I think I want to lose the model from back there, and we'll just put a damage on the unit. That's the champion. I just want to remember which one I said was the champion earlier. The Red Plume. And the Knight of Shrouds, and then the Banshees with the ability right afterwards for +1 to hit. So the Shroud first. Knight Shroud. Ooh, got a hit. And...
Nope.
No, nothing. Did he kill something earlier? Nope. Or is it the Banshees? The Banshees finished. Oh, that's right. The Banshees are next. Attacking the Banshees, or with the Banshees.
Whoa!
Good amount of... Did they hit on 4's base or 3's base?
4's base.
Okay, so we got a Frightful Touch and that one as well, yeah.
Yep.
3 wounds.
AP2.
5s! Oh, nice, good.
Wow.
D3 damage. Just 3. Finishes off another one. And keeps the wound on the unit. I guess we'll lose this guy. We'll lose him? Yeah, we'll lose him.
So up to 4.
No, we're going to lose this one up here, actually. We'll just put this guy back over here. All right, that's all you got. I'll put my Praetorian attacks, now the Praetors. Let's do 2 into the Banshees, 2 into the Blade Geist Revenants. Into the Miramore Banshees, we have that many hits, and 3 wounds into them. Go save. That's pretty good, only 2 damage. They got their ward save. It does destroy 2 of them. Oh, they made them 2 wounds each. There you go, that's a lot better.
We have 2 wound each infantry.
Not bad, not bad. And then the attacks into the Blade Geist Revenants. 3 wounds on them as well.
4 ups.
Nice, 2 more damage. Can't get through the ghost save today. 1 dies. And then these go away. Killed enough models for that to go up to 6. Would you like to activate it right now?
I'll absolutely activate it.
On a 3 up, they take that many mortal damage. Ooh, they take 4. That'll finish 1 off. 2 off, actually. Well, 1, 2, and then it puts another damage. Yeah, so it does 2 damage, destroys 1, and then puts 2 more damage on the unit. Then scoring, you flip that one and flip this one, and that does complete your battle tactic. That does give you a 10-point turn. Keeps you up with me a little bit there. So I'm only 2 points ahead. Ben's got these 3 objectives. This one's rated right now, and then these ones are only mine. Battle tactic is going to be the order one, Slay the Tyrant. We are going to kill this Knight of Shrouds this turn. He does have a 4-up ward being near his bodyguard unit, but he's only got 2 damage he can take before he goes down. I'm going to declare it is their finest hour to give them a bonus to their save so they can perform this last heroic deed I need of them. Try another rally on the Vindictors again, because I could use the movement on them. It would help quite a bit. Just getting that, like that 1 more base plus a half an inch would be ideal. Oh, there we go. That makes up for last time. So that's going to heal a wound on a guy, and this is going to bring a model back. I use the first rally point to heal, and then I have 3 rally points left over. You bring this model back right there, and then I have 1 rally point left over, but nothing to heal. And I have to have 2 to bring back another model. That's going to end the hero phase. I assume you don't want to do anything because you need your command points to try and counteract what I'm going to do-ish. Yep. These guys need to be freaking heroes here to take out that Knight of Shrouds. I could just fail, and if I fail and bounce off of your Knight of Shrouds and fail this battle tactic, it's pretty much game over for me. Because I won't be able to keep up in points, and Ben has a couple of easy tactics he can still kind of go for with the mobility. I'm trying to line up a second, easier battle tactic for myself on the next turn, but taking a slight gamble on this one for this turn. The one thing I got to watch out for is this guy can countercharge me and make me fight last. So if that could still screw me over pretty bad, but I mean, I just need one of them to connect really well to take out the Knight of Shrouds. So they need to be heroes. And he could even redeploy and then still charge. There'll be no movement over there. I got to worry about taking just one of these 2 objectives. That'll give me 6 points for objectives because I'll hold 3 out of the 5 available. We're going to move these Vindictors a little bit. Just over here because I need to prevent this guy from getting that later. Him living with 1 wound is a pretty big deal. Same with the other Chain Rasp on the other side. The other battle tactic I was thinking about doing is take 2 objectives away from Ben here, but I can't take this one reliably because they only count as 1 control score against your 2. The only one I can reliably take is that one. Ooh, let's go ahead and I don't want to at the double. I only have 1 command point. I don't really want to at the double anything I don't need to. I'm going to try and advance with the, what are they called? Annihilators first. They got to go 8 inches. That means they're good. I don't need to at the double here, which is excellent. They're just going to kind of hold up this position and flip this objective my way. And then these Vindictors can just run. And they can just go kind of defend this objective to deny you from jumping onto it and taking it easily enough. End up there, just going to hug the objective there, get a lot of control, hopefully. And then we got this one. That's perfect. And then to try to... these dogs are going to run, but they're going to not commit to too much 1-inch move. That's okay. I don't need them to go too far, I guess. We're going to have the Griffhounds run up and around this way. They're going to be kind of useful for later, but all of these units can be useful for the next turn. I think I'm done moving, so you can do your redeploy if you want to. Lord Executioner is going to redeploy. 4. Ooh, that'll make the charge a lot easier.
Yep.
The dogs could have gone on this objective to flip it, but I don't need to because I'm grabbing that one already over there, and I want this one as an option to flip for later. Then I do my charges, which is just this one over here. Hey. I'm going to have this one guy go there, and then the rest are just going to chill from behind and try to do other things later. Your last 2 command points are going to be declaring a counter charge. Should be pretty easy now. Oh yeah, you just need even just declaring a redeploy would have done it there. So
And
you'll shriek it, make them strike last.
yep, and reduce their attacks by 1.
Oh yeah, the thing. Yeah, what's it called? The I was accounting for that one. I just
Looking death in the face.
staring death in the face.
Yeah.
So that's a combat ability. I don't have any to do over here, so we can go right to fighting. I can't do much with them, but I can all-out defense them because I didn't have to use my command point earlier. They need to be heroes. They effectively have a 1-up save right now. After like only a 2-up if there's no rend, but
Well, I guess round 1 as well.
yeah, 2. They have a 2-up save against round 1.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. So I need them to live. They need to be heroes. I need to kill that Knight of Shrouds or I lose. It's kind of it was like either I go for an easy battle tactic now and like almost guaranteed don't get one later, or go for this kind of a risky one now and get a much easier one later. I'm gonna choose the Scythe to attack because it's range.
3s. Nope.
Okay, we survived. It only gets 1 attack if it doesn't charge.
Yep.
Knight of Shrouds. Okay, I recommend you don't pile in the Knight of Shrouds because you just got this guy closer without me being able to pile in. So you just keep him where he was if you want. I only have 2 guys in range to attack him. 1 more damage and he dies anyways, but you never know. Who's next? Oh, the Knight of Shrouds.
Yep. So he's going to be hitting on 4s
No spooky touches, only 1 hit apparently.
and 3s.
Oh, wow. Okay. So far, they're heroes, but we still have to deal with 3 other units. Well, 4 other units fighting me. The Banshees.
3s
Okay. Nice. Well done.
and 3s. All right, AP2.
Rend of 2. That's a 3-up save. Oh, we're good. Lord Executioner's up next.
Hitting on 3s.
Oh, there's a frightful touch. These are... there's 1 in there that's a wound already.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And 3s.
3 wounds. There we go. Now we're talking. These are rend only 1, right?
2.
Oh, the 2, but 3 against the character?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. Yeah. Oh, 2 damage? Okay, that's good. We've only... Ooh, nice. I don't think that pulls you out of combat, though. It does not pull you out of combat. And I take... so if it's 1 damage, I take 1 damage on the unit. Ah, that kills 2 of them off, because that's 4 damage. Because I had 1 damage left on the guy. His 2 did 1, and then did 1 more damage, and then did 2 more damage on top of that. So just the spirit... They're not in combat anymore.
Oh, they are pulled out now?
Yeah. Boo. But I only have 2 attacks now. Well, 3 attacks. That's my champion, the Red Plume.
Yeah.
These 2 are able to attack the Praetor. This is the Praetor's last hope. Probably won't die to the Spirit Host, but I'm not super confident with just 1 Praetor trying to take out the Knight of Shrouds.
4s.
Ooh, that's 4 wounds. And wounding on 4s. Oh, okay. Geez, that's a lot of wounds. 7. 2 ups. Ooh, 1 damage on the unit. And then... I just fight you. I got 3 attacks normally, 4 because the champion, but -1 because staring death in the face. These are 3s to hit. Ooh, 2s to wound. Just 2 of them. Ghost save. You're pretty much making all your ghost saves all game.
No.
So you're, 2 4-up ward saves. You
That's true.
Just pass 1 and you're good. We got him. He's dead.
Pulled it off.
Oh my gosh, we got the battle tactic. They did the heroic thing I needed them to do, and then there's this like less inconsequential fight over here.
I'm happy to pull him.
You went. Oh, I get to fight first. I guess I would have fought first with them because I'm strikes last on the other guy. I'll get 9 attacks with the 4 of them. I'm just gonna roll it out just in case. It's a lot of hits. It's pretty tight. 4 wounding hits with a 5 up. Oh, and then 2 6-up wards. Okay, we got him. I actually could have done the 1 battle tactic I thought was impossible, which was kill 2 of your units and lose none of mine. Because we're at the end of my turn.
Yeah, that's true.
That's effectively. I would have actually had that, but luckily I got a battle tactic done anyways. So I get 4 for the battle tactic, plus 2 for 1, another 2 for 2, and then this one flips over to my colors, so that'll be more than you for another 2. 10 points in total for another 10-point turn. So we're coming to actually we're on the 5th battle round now. So you get the underdog bonus for command points. I'll be at 4. I'm at 38 victory points, and you are currently at 34. So it's a really tight game, and it's going to be kind of tough. But if I win priority, funny enough, I could force a tie. So, you know, I wouldn't be forcing a tie because you've gotten your battle tactic every turn, I think.
Yep.
And so have I. So if I opt to take priority and just automatically get 6 points and not get my battle tactic, you're going to get your 5th turn battle tactic and I'll lose. So I have no choice but to go 2nd in the battle round. I was kind of hoping I could be lazy, win the priority, and just end the game. And be like, that's a tie. I guess I could still do that and just give up minor victory, but that's just semantics.
Yeah.
Dude. Okay, I don't have the option
Yeah.
anyways. Thank God. Assume you don't want to raid this objective, and I'm not going to raid any one of those either because I'm kind of controlling them. And I want you to not have more than me on the board. I want you to have the same amount as me. Welcome to the Battle Round 5, everyone. Ben, what is your battle tactic?
The battle tactic I'll be taking is Inevitable Demise. You complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if 2 or more friendly units are wholly within enemy territory and more than 9 inches from all enemy units. And none of those units were set up this turn. That is a death battle
That's like one of the 2 death ones.
Yeah.
That's the other death one.
Yeah.
Each Grand Alliance has 2. I actually much prefer them doing it that way than every army having their own specific ones.
Well, we'll see what happens when the battle tomes come out.
I hope they just keep the battle tactics seasonal battle tactics. So
That'd be cool.
When the next one comes out, here's 2 new death ones, 2 new destruction ones, that kind of stuff.
That'd be cool.
That'd be kind of nice. So you just have to get, that's easy enough. Boom, done. One guy already. And then you could literally pick any of these other ones to do it, or keep rampaging through and something to take this objective. I think your general plan would be, this is an easy flip. You can take that, no problem. That one's going to be one of those 2, because I don't think this one's feasible to get. So it's going to come down to grabbing one of these 2 somehow is going to be the more difficult decision. But we got your hero face to figure that out. Yep. We're going to cast Spirit Drain from the lore of Nighthaunt to the dogs, the Griffhounds.
Let's see what happens.
I see before me a 7. That's probably good enough.
Yep, just.
What do?
I roll a die for each model unit. On a 5+, they take a mortal wound.
All right,
mortal damage.
Mortal damage.
My mistake.
So we're going to look at probably 2 or 3 mortal damage here coming in. It's always nice to see a horde nuking ability. Hordes are potentially scary in this
Kill
edition.
one.
That's a dead Griffhound.
Wounds 2.
Yeah, we're going to destroy that one. Motto is within a foot of the casket, so it goes up to 1 out of 6. I like that. I like a lot of things. I like a lot of things so far. I'm actually really happy with this first game. After that, we're going to declare a rally. You're going to go down to 4 command points, and we'll see how many of them we get back. Okay, pretty much 5. Actually, 6.
6.
They're right back up to 11 again. Boom, back up to 11, and great new rule. I mean, it's not a new rule, but it's just baked into the core rules now. You have to be coherent to the parent unit that didn't have any... The unit... as it didn't have any models added to it. So those 5 dudes you had, the other 6 had to be essentially placed in a bubble around them, because you were eventually going to get to 7, and then that means every model needs to be incoherent of 2 other models. So that's how it should be handled, absolutely. Now that the dust is settled, we're going to see who's actually still kicking on the battlefield. This unit of Vindictors is going to try to do a rally. I need... well, if I want... what is Drollwell? Hey, I get 2 Vindictors back, so I can bring 1 back, 2 back. I don't need to heal anyone. This would actually be pretty awkward if I only got 1 model back. I don't know what I would do. Luckily, I got 2. So I could be coherent there. And now this model is no longer coherent if I only got 1 model back.
But you have 6 now, right?
I have 7 now. That's the problem. Well, I guess the second I went to 6, I wouldn't be able to place him. That'd be the answer. So I'd waste 2 points. But I wouldn't have done the rally if I wasn't happy with getting just 1 guy back. But yeah, so I can't do this, because that's not coherent. So if I want the model on the objective, I have to put him there. If I don't, I put him back there. But I'm going to keep him on the objective anyways. And that is, just be careful. Like, if I had already 6 guys there and I got 1 back, then I'd be in a bad spot. But luckily it worked out. Yes, like, some good sportsmanship would be, this could be like, that's a weird thing to learn. So let your opponent kind of fix their movement a little bit if they can. I don't know, maybe not. Or let them know that there's some weird nonsense about rallying with like squads of 10 down to 4, back up to 7. Little curious about the manifestation here, this little good old predatory scythe here. Don't think it gets to benefit from any of the army abilities that would target it, nor does it benefit from the passive abilities. Only because it doesn't mention, it doesn't count as a unit for most purposes, but you can target it. It kind of stipulates what you can target it with. And it's like core move abilities if it has a movement characteristic, and core fight abilities if it has a shooting or a melee profile. Otherwise, I don't think it gets the retreat and charge. We were thinking about it. Not too sure. And then while we looked a little bit deeper into the rules, welcome to the point of the video where I realized I'm a big, stinky, filthy cheater. And I should have went with my gut, and I'm going to be a coward and blame Matthew for this one for sure. Most people know my content that I usually like to err. I get a lot of flack for it too. I like to err on the side of caution when I think a rule isn't written the way
one time you step out.
I do. The one time I step out, I get hard punished for it too. That's okay. Well, whatever. Because like in theory, so I found the section where it says you cannot target units with move abilities if they showed up or set up on the battlefield this turn unless it was the deployment phase. And boy, is that in the...
It's in the... Okay, so it's in Special Rules, Section 24.
We found it.
If anybody else is looking for it to prove it to a friend, that is where it is.
I am going to record I'm going to edit the video a little bit so that this is brought up much earlier in the video, but since you watched that part, welcome to the part where I realized this is literally how far in the video I was before I realized that. I don't hate that it's in the special rules section. I actually just hate that I didn't follow my gut on this. But luckily I have all the evidence of everyone around me in the studio saying, like, I was hesitant at first and everyone's like, go for it. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. That's not how it works. You cannot use move abilities on units you set up on the battlefield unless they were set up using deploy abilities in the deployment phase. Just like how it's always been. Anyways, we can continue with your movement. You got to get a couple dudes in my territory. You already kind of have a... You have to be more than 9 away from me?
I do more than 9 away from you.
Well, this guy's a prime target. These guys are great targets for it.
Yeah.
Even that guy's a great target for it.
This guy's going to move 8 inches to there, and make sure he's just kind of...
And that'll be in my territory, because it'll go... Well, you'll probably have to go like somewhere around here.
He'll have to run.
Just gonna have to double him because it's not overly important. He's just gonna hop up over there. That way he'll be near the place of power. It won't matter much, but it'll be cool.
Yeah.
And so we got him done. Do you want this guy to be outside of 9?
Yep. So he'll just go further back. Yep.
Boom. There you go. Outside of 9. That is battle tactic complete. Now the goal is to get one more of these objectives. Well, you're gonna get this one. So you're already gonna get your 10 points. But the goal is to stop me from getting. I have to get 6 points on my turn. That's what you have to stop me from doing. Right, you'll flip this one. You have to also get one of these objectives. I forgot about that part. This one's going to be kind of hard, but you have to work on getting one of these two. Other option is this guy goes over to there to stand on it with OC2, and you just have to take a counter charge from me, essentially.
Yep.
And these guys could put pressure on this objective over here. So I think the best bet is doing both. So these guys put pressure over here, and the Guardian of Souls puts pressure over there. And then you just have another unit count towards your battle tactic.
Yeah.
So they're going to run forward, and then these guys are going to move forward. They want to be able to shoot as well. Still going to want the at the double on the Guardian of Souls.
No. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'll still at the double him, yep. As long as I kill him, I'll be 9 inches away from any of your guys.
These guys could just run back here. Like, you don't have to worry about it too. I know you don't want them to, but they could.
I'd like them to countercharge something over here if you try to go for the center.
Oh, true, fair, not bad. We're going to use the run ability on the Blade Geist. Ooh, that's fancy. They move 8, right?
Yep.
So 14. Advanced roll is huge. That is probably going to take away my option of going for the center of the battlefield. I'll have to go for a different battle tactic. Retreat with these guys. And then this guy's probably going to end up dying to some of them. You definitely want to have to kill him to get the battle tactic, but that should be easy enough. Banshees are going to fall back. We'll keep the Lord Executioner in combat, though. Yep. So the middle of the board is about right here where the tape measure is pointing. So anything that gets within 3 of this spot can be countercharged by this unit very easily now because of their massive rally, their massive run. It just means I'm going to have to go some other road here for success. So I am going to redeploy. I'll have 2 command points left. What do I want to redeploy? Maybe even these Vindictors over here. I'm going to redeploy these guys. I want them a little bit closer. 2 ain't great. 2 is just going to go to this. I'm going to try. I'm not going to countercharge with them. I'm just going to do something like this. Go right to your shooting.
Shooting. 4 attacks.
My Vindictors. Oh, that's not bad. You can reroll that if you want.
Nah, that's good.
3 hits.
3s.
And 1 wound. That's a save. Yep. I have no shooting. Would you like to charge?
Yep. So we'll charge here.
Charge. Okay, very good.
He's in.
And then charging over here.
5.
Him charging there makes a lot more sense, and that means I can't counter deploy them. I should have redeployed them onto the objective. I figured I could just counter deploy, but now I cannot countercharge. Now I can't countercharge. So that probably just ends the game right there. Having redeployed them would have been a smarter move, but I mean that's okay. The whole game's kind of scuffed anyways. on my end, because of the. Once I figured it out, I lost. I was like, oh yeah, this is a nice tight game. I'm like, oh, never mind. None of this matters. Boo.
Boo earns.
All right, do you want to charge with them or no?
No, they failed their charge.
Oh yeah, they rolled a 5.
They rolled a 5.
You still have 3 command points.
No, that's just throwing them away. These guys are going to charge.
Bring it on. 10, He'll declare a charge, but once per, it's like a wave of terror thing. You could declare one of your units to do a charge, and then you just charge essentially into the same unit or to a different unit they're fighting. You do have to roll it though, because it does have a...
On double ones?
Oh! You can re-roll if you want, but that doesn't matter.
I'm not expecting on that. That's fine.
So if you roll less than a 3 on the charge for Wave of Terror, which is the ability that lets you charge while you're already in combat with a unit, then you don't count as having charged. We're going to stun the Annihilators with the Lord of Torment, or the Spirit Torment, and then shriek at this guy, I guess.
Yep.
And then fight here first or something.
Yep.
I'm just going to pull him. I don't care. He does his job.
I don't know, man. I've whiffed a lot of my attacks.
I suppose it's true.
Do you want to give him all defense?
I will, because I screwed up my I was going to counter charge, so I have the command point for it. We'll try. You still have 3 units that can kill him. Reaper's got the 1 attack.
Hitting on 3?
4 or 3, something like that.
Oh,
okay,
see, that misses.
Roll me a 2 for staring death in the face. How many attacks do I get? I get 3. 2 the Mirror Morn. They all hit. 2 wound. And you have your ghost save. We're good, perfect. And then you could try and finish him off. He's got 2 damage to go.
Attacks gets through. 3s. Hey, 2 autos.
That's pretty good.
He finally rolls good.
Oh, he's still alive. Wait, Ren 2?
Ren 2.
We're still alive.
3s.
Oh, 2 more.
2 more.
Still alive.
Still alive.
We got the 3 Mirror Morn. We have some attacks up there. All super careful and everything about it. And I was like, nah, whatever. We'll fight over there later.
4s to hit now.
That's a wound.
1
and
auto.
2 actual hits, and see if they wound as well.
3s. Yep.
Right.
So 3 saves at -2.
Boom. There we go. He did. All of that for the last roll. All of defense, by the way, he had a 2-up save, but those are 2 attacks on the Mirror Morn. Yeah. So I failed 2 of those. And over to here, the only unit I can fight with are these guys. So you would have went worse with the Lord Executioner, and then I would have fought with them, just to get that out of the way. So and then we would have done all the nonsense over there. Actually, no, because you fought with the Lord Executioner. I would have fought with my guy, and then you would have fought with this guy. So I actually don't fight with them. You would have fought before I fought here. Absolutely. However you want to do it. And then
you mean after that guy fought?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it would have been Lord Executioner, and then, you didn't kill him. Or well, you did the Reaper Shaiish.
Yeah.
And then my guy didn't kill anyone, and then you were safe not to attack over there. You would made more sense to attack here.
4s. 1.
Who are you attacking?
These guys.
Annihilators,
Yeah. Nope, nothing.
All right, so it's all the same difference. My guy is going to pile in and fight. Piling in, I have these 5 able to attack. And what do we get here? What do we get? We have no more animal companions. All of our little homies. Oh
yeah,
actually,
you do.
They are there. I got one more
do.
hit there. I forgot they were there. And there we go. 6 wounds.
4 ups. He's dead.
I have a ward.
Oh, that's true.
3 ward saves of 6. Oh, it takes
he's
1 damage.
alive.
That's weird. We're going to... Do I want this guy to die? Ooh. I'll go for... we'll try to take him out a little bit. Get this guy just within 3. Yeah, I probably do want to give up this objective.
I still have the redeploy and countercharge, so I'm not super concerned about it.
That's true. That's true. It'll beat him up. 3s to hit, or 2s to hit, because we have our little dog companions nearby. And eat this. Oh, wow. Lots of wounds. 8 wounds. How many ghost saves? Not many.
A lot.
It's 8 damage. Oh, 10 damage.
6 ups. He's dead.
Got him. That ghost.
Boop.
Boom.
You ain't afraid of no ghost.
I think that's it. Right? Right. So you flip. This becomes blue. Bam. And then that one becomes blue. Thank you. Thank you. Excellent. That gives you the majority of the objectives and your completed battle tactic. That'll give you 10 victory points. And I was ahead by 4 points overall. So as long as I get at least 8 on this turn, or 6 of my battle tactic, it's a draw. Yeah. But if I get 8, I win, I suppose. As we go to my turn, super easy though. All right, my 5th turn, my 5th battle tactic. There's still a couple easy ones I can go for. Going for the middle is kind of a scuffed one, because you can just countercharge me off of it. And I could take 2 objectives from you that I didn't control at the start of it, but they, again, could redeploy and countercharge. Like the dogs could come over here, but that's not that far. So Do Not Waver is my best bet. I have to have 2 of my units use fight abilities and have none of my units die. So that's kind of what this. That's why these guys redeployed over this way, so they could kind of creep up on them a little bit more in case you redeploy. I'm still kind of like up there.
Yep.
So they're gonna push towards you. They're gonna push towards them. These Annihilators are still gonna go towards him because I don't have to attack the same unit. I just have to do two fight abilities and not lose anyone. That means I gotta scatter away from them. I'm going to do Finest Hour on these guys in my hero phase in case I can't afford something to die, and this is the thing that's most likely to die if they were to commit to fighting the Chain Ghast. It's not likely, but I'm just using the ability. I have one command point I could rally, but what I'm going to do is save it for a forward to victory, I think, instead. So that'll be it for my hero phase. We can do yours if you like. Nothing really. If he has a spell he could cast that could help out. Nothing to really cast. All right, so I am going to go ahead and do a few moves. I'm not going to risk. These dogs are just getting out of here. They're just going to run 4. Coming like way back here. They don't need to do anything. They're gone. They're done. Their job is done. From the dogs, we're going to go just a little bit before this rock here. And we're going to try and put pressure on them. Now, the question is, I could risk having the Annihilator. Well, these guys are going to push up this way as well. The Annihilator is going to probably go towards that Guardian of Souls. And then that way you might not want to go for these guys or have these guys redeploy. We'll see. We'll see what you end up doing. The thing is, these things luckily got updated to 3 wounds. So I get to fight with them first. Probably, hopefully not kill them. And then have them go next for the kill. Or not the kill, just the second fight.
Yeah.
But if they do really well, if they do really well, and they kill them before they have a chance, at least I have that as a backup. Okay, so we're gonna move there. They move on to the objective. Them moving on to the objective at least takes it. Now the question is, where are you gonna redeploy? These guys or those guys? Thinking not redeploying them to get them in, because even if you do countercharge them here, I fight you. I probably do enough damage to make it so. And plus, with an all-out defense, if I don't need to use my command point, you might not be able to kill them off. So we're going to redeploy these guys.
Yep. You
have 2 command points left, and they are going to go... This is a dramatic roll. 2. Okay, well, I hope that's not enough. All right, we're going to go ahead and declare some charges. These guys, 5. Interesting. Well, that's probably going to be a forward to victory, because I need a 6 on them. Yeah. They're going to go 5 again. Okay, well, we borked our 5s. If I lose on a 5, I lose on charges, but whatever it is, what it is. These guys over here are going to charge 12. That's not bad. We're going to have them just boop. So the redeploy over here helped quite a bit. That means I have no choice but the charge over here because this needs to be my second fight. And they're going to make it on a 7 as well. So we're going to charge up this way. And they have a charge ability if they're charged. So you're going to go ahead and counter charge over here. I'm going to try and keep them as far over on this side as I can, but I can't go much better than that. You're going to use your last 2 command points for a counter charge on your Blade Geist Revenants to see what we can accomplish. 8 probably isn't going to cut it. Nope. It's off by, it looks like 2 or 3 inches.
Yep.
Okay, so we will simply just proceed with our turn. I don't think it really matters too much. I just fight here, fight there. It doesn't matter if they die or not. I don't think you can kill me back.
So another way that the Furies are really good, I activate with the Furies. On a 3-up, they fall out of the combat. So like something like this.
Oh, the chaos stuff, yeah.
Like if you have 2 units charge 1, and you need both of them to fight.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you know what? We'll go through the motions. We'll do the fights. I'll attack your Guardian of Souls over here first. Actually, I lied. We're going to do them first. I don't know why it feels right. That's 9. Sorry. There's 17 attacks. All right, these are my hits on 3s. We have no animal companions nearby. I also realized I cheated with my Lord Aquilar. It's non-hero, non-warrior chamber stuff. So the Lord Aquilar is still a great pick, but he does not provide the +1 to hit bubble. So I'll keep that in mind for the future. And these are my wound rolls. Pretty good roll overall. 10 wounding hits, and you're going to have, I assume, a 4-up go save.
Yep. Oh.
And, okay. Well, geez. That's 7 fails, and then they have a 6-up board.
Yep.
You got to pass 2 of these to stay alive. Oh, they are ghosted. Boom. Goodbye.
They're ghosted.
Then we can fight over here. Get the Guardian Souls out of the way.
4s. Oh, 2 auto wounds.
2 wounds. I don't have a command point. I used it earlier for a reroll. How much damage does he do?
Only 2.
Kills. Yeah, they had a damage on them. So I got 2 of them fighting you back. Alrighty. A bunch of misses. And 3 saves.
4-ups. 2 go through.
Just 4 damage. Won't kill him, but we'll do some damage.
6-up.
Boom. 3 damage on him. He's got a couple wounds left, and that is the end of my turn. And everyone, that is finally
the end of the
this game. I don't know about you guys. This battle report's probably going to be over 2 hours long. A lot of deliberation, a lot of small things, a lot of finer details.
A lot of learning.
A lot of learning, catching some of the rules and mistakes. I apologize for not trusting my gut earlier. I apologize for not looking a little bit deeper into the book. I'm sure you guys don't mind as much as I mind, realistically. It's just one of those things. But at least you guys all watching know where to find that rule.
Yeah,
and
it is now clear.
And I'm gonna stick with my gut a little bit more and be a little bit more persistent with looking at the book there. So why don't we go over my final score here? I flipped that objective for me. That's going to be worth 2. Well, that actually doesn't matter at all because I get 2 for this, 2 for that.
So this is
one.
an 8-point turn.
Yep, 8-point turns. I got my battle tactic, and I get 4 points for these. For the final score, we did both very well, but the battle tactics are pretty easy right now, so I expect most people will be getting high scoring turns, but maybe the missions are a little bit more difficult than I'm thinking. Sorry, I got 30, I got 56 is my total score, because everything's like doubled now.
Yep.
And then what do you got, 20?
54.
54, yep.
You have three 10s and 2 8s, and I have 3 8s and 2 10s.
Literally, I win by 2 victory points there at the end, where a lot of interesting things happen, and a lot of small details in the game kind of amounted to a lot. And I am overall, quite honestly, very pleased with the outcome of this. Like you can even see there's lots of things left on the game. There's so much game to play for both sides here. I took this flank and I buckled on this flank, and you just mirrored me.
Yeah, we kind of like just float around each other. I tried to hold this left flank as long as I could, and we both kind of...
Same with my Praetors. They held out to the very end. They got me those last 2 victory points, or 4 for the
those chain rasp horde.
Yeah, and your hordes lasted as long, but like people have been kind of mumbling about it. I'm frankly happy to see it, and I'm sure they have a lot of mechanics in the game that'll help for the big armies, the elite armies against hordes. But hordes are seeming pretty strong right now. Not just like hordes of little gribblies, but like these guys are like 20 wounds with a 3-up save. They're never going to fail battle shock. They're going to fight to the last warrior, right? Things like that. So you're going to see units of guys being pretty strong because they'll have super high control. But then you have models like and rules like the Beastclaw Raiders or the Gargants who have just high objective control and high wounds anyways.
Yeah.
So they're effectively just a big unit as well.
Yeah. It's a nice big horde, and they hit like trucks too, right?
They hit pretty hard.
Yeah,
as well,
they're big moving trucks.
So overall, my first impression of the game, granted, I did some rules incorrectly. However, I could have in theory just made those charges. I know I didn't roll a lot of 9s because I know I specifically was paying attention. I rolled a lot of 6s and 4s. Sorry, 6s and 7s around that.
Yeah.
So I would have failed a lot of my charges, but that means those units aren't necessarily in combat right away. I can use them up on following turns.
Yeah, I don't have them choked up somewhere.
Correct. Did I get victory points because of them? I don't remember. I just wanted to get them in combat and speed up the game. That plan failed. This game was long as heck anyways. I liked the Stormcast Eternal rules a lot. You might think, okay, well, the rules are kind of bland, the formations are kind of bland, but their power is in their stats. They got great saves, great fighting capabilities, just straight up okay. Like they're what's the word I'm looking for? They're straightforward.
Yeah, they're very clean. I see really strong arguments to bring all your woodland friends now too.
Yeah, they're fast and they're good. I did catch that it's non-heroes, so the Lord Aqualar is still a great pick for it, because I don't know, someone out there much smarter than me, much smarter than a lot of us watching, is going to figure out the right amount of auxiliary units to have, or maybe the answer is none. Maybe most people are going to run regiments only.
I feel like the answer is leaning towards none.
My gut says none right now. I wouldn't be surprised if someone figured out like 1 or 2 is typically what you want to run.
Yeah.
Now it's gonna be different for every army, of course. Naturally.
Yeah.
I'll have to figure out how. I will be playing more Stormcast. I gotta play a lot of armies, guys. So there's a lot of things I gotta try and cover. I do want to play a lot more Stormcast. I love their new model line. I gotta play some of the new Ruination stuff when that's all painted up, because I think the Ruination Chamber is a different keyword. Yeah, Ruination is its own chamber keyword, so it's not Warrior Chamber, so they can interact well with the Synchronized Strike one. Now, granted, there's other formations I should probably try out, but I don't have a whole lot of Ruination stuff. I have like enough for like a support detachment, like a regiment.
A single regiment.
Right?
A regiment of Ruination is definitely viable.
That's probably what I'll shoot for in the next game. Definitely still going to have the Griff Chargers in it, though. Might just give up the Aether Wings. And then just bring in Prosecutors, drop a few things here and there. We'll see what I end up with. Probably won't have the Annihilators, maybe won't have the Lord of Periton. Lots of things to change. Yeah. I always like trying to find, like, this is the list I'm going to play this season. Yeah. That's where I want to
The Thunderhead host seems pretty reliable that way.
+1 to hit melee, super easy.
Yeah, lots clean.
Yep, don't have to worry about too much. The other ones have, like, die roll effects, which could be kind of, except for the Ruination one is just automatic 5-up board, which is kind of cool, because you can do Finest Hour and 5-up board save on the same target.
Oh, yeah.
Which is super nice, but I don't have a lot
That
of
unit
ruination.
isn't going anywhere.
I don't have a lot of ruination stuff though.
Yeah.
I only have the starter box stuff, so I need more of it.
No, we have plenty of prosecutors.
We do have the old prosecutors, but I want like more of the juicy kind of thick units that like prosecutors are like. Granted, they can get finest hour.
You need a lot of C's.
But correct. I want a unit kind of sits in the middle, goes up forward. We'll get that in the future. Regardless, that's it for this battle report, everyone. It's been a long one. Ben and I are going to do a post-game show where we're going to talk about our first impressions. This is our first match play game. We're going to talk about our first impressions of our match play game. We talked about a little bit of Stormcast, talked about a little bit of Nighthaunt, adjustments we want to make to our lists.
Yep.
And what works, what didn't work, and what we might find out in the future. That'll be for our YouTube and our Vault members, though. Those are our paying supporters that allow us to continue making all this free content that you guys get on miniwargaming.com and on YouTube. So I ask you, if you feel like you want to show us a little support, go check out the Mini Wargaming Vault. You can sign up for a 7-day free trial where you'll have access to all of our Vault content. A lot of narrative campaigns, a lot more we're working on right now.
Yep.
And just behind the scenes stuff and like post-game shows, all that kind of
All
stuff.
the fun stuff.
If you like podcasts and stuff like that, that's kind of where you're going to find it. Anyways, happy wargaming, everyone, and there will be a lot more Age of Sigmar to come. Toodaloo.